70. It has come down as heads. Haider Ali, please join me. Haider Ali, टॉस जीते हैं, क्या फैसला किया?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, हम बैटिंग करेंगे पहले।
अच्छा, पिछले मैच में हमने देखा था आपकी बैटिंग ने थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल किया था, लेकिन फ्रेश पिच है, काफ़ी ग्रीन पिच है, कितना होगा टारगेट, सूटेबल टारगेट इस पिच पे?
डजेंट मैटर अगर पिच ग्रीन है, लेकिन पिच हार्ड है तो इस पे बॉल डेफिनेटली चलेगा, आएगा बॉल। तो इसलिए इंशाल्लाह हम कोशिश करेंगे 150 160 जो है वो करें, क्योंकि वी हैव वेरी गुड बॉलिंग साइड। तो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि क्योंकि हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है बॉलिंग, तो इंशाल्लाह हम उसको कवर अप करेंगे।
टीम में कोई तब्दीलियाँ?
जी बिल्कुल है। आज 2 तब्दीलियाँ। वाजिद नहीं खेल रहा, वाजिद की जगह फरमान खेल रहे हैं हमारे पास, और हैदर भाई की जगह जो है वो एक और लड़का खेल रहा है।
बेस्ट ऑफ लक फॉर द गेम हैदर अली।
थैंक यू।
Adnan Kessa, unfortunately you've lost the toss, but if you had won it, what would you have done?
We would have bowled anyways, so we were thinking of actually just continuing with the last game momentum. We bowled really well, I think, and later on in the second innings, I believe the conditions would be much more difficult with the dew coming in, so it will be difficult to bowl. I think we're going to ball restrict them to a decent like 140 to 150 total. Try to chase it down.
And you were saying about winning momentum. Now the top order has come into good form. Uzair Maan played really well. Syed Ashir played really well. Tashfeen is bowling really well. When are we going to see the Adnan Kessa show with the ball?
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that I haven't clicked so far, but hopefully the more we play, I think it's about the right pace, the right line and length. Dew is another factor. It's difficult to grip the ball, especially for the spinners, but hopefully it will come through. Yeah, very hopeful. Yeah, bowling well with red ball, but with white ball, just been a little bit of struggle, but hopefully it will be good.
Any changes to the playing 11 for tonight?
Yeah, so we have 2 changes. Unfortunately, Uzair is not available today, so we have Shahzad coming in place of Uzair, and Adil is not available. We have Atif Bhatt coming in place of Adil.
Best of luck for the game, Adnan.
Thank you very much.
Right then, news from the centre is that 7 districts have won the toss and they've elected to bat first.
Match number 17 of the ICC Academy Arabian League, and these are the 2 teams that will take each other on. 7 districts versus Dubai Gymkhana. 7 districts won the toss and elected to bat first, who will be led by Muhammad Haider, a fine cricketer. And of course, they'll be taking on Dubai Gymkhana, who won their previous game and are looking in good shape. Ahmed Khaja, after that toss, has run into the commentary box. Looking forward to an exciting contest, Ahmed.
Thank you very much, Samir. Let's run through the 2 team lineups for you. For 7 districts, it's Muhammad Haider, the captain. Shahzad Ali, Muhammad Zamir Abbasi, left arm spinner. Lahiru Sandarwan, Muhammad Saghir, Abdul Ghaffar, their star left arm fast bowler, Muhammad Farooq Momin, the leggy Shahid Nawaz. He had a pretty decent game in the previous match. Farman Ali is the wicketkeeper, and Muhammad Kashif will be batting as well. And for Dubai Gymkhana, Tashfeen Yaseen, Waqas Ahmed Khan, Muhammad Hassan the wicketkeeper, Muhammad Adnan Kessa, Syed Hasnan Raza, Syed Ashir, Shajat Talat, Rahman Gul, Muhammad Sehan, Muhammad Aslam Shehzad, and Atif Javed coming to the side. Right then, the 2 7D openers are out there in the middle. It's going to be Muhammad Saghir Afridi in the gold pads and Muhammad Kashif in the dark pads. And as always, it's going to be Tashfeen Yaseen taking the new ball for Gymkhana from the academy end. He has been able to get the ball to nip around, Samir.
Yeah, always happens, doesn't it, here on the lights at the ICC Academy ovals. You always get that early movement of the seam, off the track. And if you're a good fast bowler who has good control of that white ball, generally you're able to pick up early wickets. But good call by 7, bold call by 7 districts, one might say, to bat first, because generally we've seen bowling second on these tracks can be quite difficult with the dew coming in. But definitely the 7 district captain backs his batters to put up a big score.
Yeah, and it's a brand new pitch number 5 on the extreme right. Of course, we were given a 2-day break for pitch maintenance, and here we go. Gentle loosener outside off. It's going to be a dot ball to start. A very laboured run up there from Tashfeen.
Yeah, it takes time, doesn't it, to loosen up those muscles and get going. Any cricketer will take some time, but that's why they say warm-up is so important. You bowl your first ball before the game, not in the game. Tashfeen Yassin probably knows that quite well. Experienced campaigner.
Yeah, honest, fast medium swing bowler, slip in place. This one going straighter onto the pads and tucked behind fine leg. And those will be the first runs of the night for Mohammad Kashif and for 7D.
They've got a deep square leg in place and a third man, so fine legs up. You'll have to be very careful with that line that he bowls with not much pace. And then anything down the leg side, the batters will find it very easy to just guide that past the fielder. And on this outfield, once you've past that 30-yard line, more often than not, it runs away to the boundary.
Mohammad Saghir Afridi, belligerent, hard hitter of the ball. He likes to be aggressive. Immediately a long off in place for him. Third man has been reined in. And giving a good ball the due respect. Not seeing a lot of swing movement out there for Tashfeen just yet. But he's hitting the right areas.
Back of a length is a way to go. But sometimes you have to be careful not to overdo it. You'll have to mix it up a bit. Because once the batters are set on this wicket, we've seen what they can do. We recently saw a 200 hit by an individual batter. So it's important that you get your eye in. Once you're set, it's a good batting track, this.
This time flicked towards the leg side. Deep square leg will clean it up. Mohammad Hassan out there. So a confident looking shot from Mohammad Saghir Afridi. They need him to get a big score tonight.
Full on the pads, he knows he has protection there, down at deep square leg. And now because of that single, long on comes up again. So it's third man and square leg for Mohammad Kashif.
Well, I don't understand why you need to put a deep third for Tashfeen. If it's okay for one batter, not the other. Tucked away towards fine leg, and that will be the first boundary of the night down the slope.
And that's the risk I was talking about, wasn't I? When you have that fine leg up, you're taking a big risk unless you have immaculate control of that new ball and you know you're not going to spray down the leg side. More often than not, you're taking that risk of getting hit for a boundary early on. And Kashif is the kind of batter who's not going to miss out on freebies like that.
And I think Haider Ali recognized this pitch very, very well indeed. It was a bold decision, like you said, to bat first, but immediately you're seeing the ball is going gun barrel straight. No movement out there at all. Will be interesting to see from the school end. Comfortably played off the back foot, and that's the first over done and dusted. 6 for none.
Ashir Hasnain will share the new ball. He will be looking to try and get something out of this track. We haven't seen much movement. He's a slip in place though for him. Saghir will take strike against him. 6 for none off the first over. A decent start. He stepped forward there, and all he had to do with all that width was get some bat onto it, and there's plenty of open spaces there on that offside to get away for a boundary. So the first boundary comes up, 10 for none in the second over. Good evening, Abid.
Good evening. Well, I think, Samir, the intent from the batter, from Saghir, was to go straight or off to the mid-off play target, because he came out too early and then he saw the ball is way too slow. He can glide it towards the offside and just using the wrist there.
Again, making room, looking to go for their shots, and once again, a little too short. The batter, Saghir, all he had to do was roll those wrists, and this time it's behind the field at point. Another boundary. That's the risk you pose, Abid, when you have that gentle pace. The batter can almost take his time to choose where he wants to hit. When you're not disciplined early on, you're going to go for a lot of runs. So Ashir early on in his over is under pressure. Straight away the captain wanting to question his field setting again.
Yeah, they're making a move here, bringing in the square leg. Yeah, now that makes sense to me. If you're feeding the batsman outside off, why you keep that deep square leg? I'm okay with that. He's pulling out now the deep extra long off. Yeah, but I would still take the deep square out. I think the extra cover sweeper would be fine to take it out. But now third is coming in. A lot of changes being made in the field. Yeah, the backward deep point is behind, and the mid off I see is on the boundary line.
Oh, that's been hit. That's been hit powerfully. And you might have a feel that they had long off, but he was just a spectator. Saghir had decided, well, we've seen enough. There isn't much pace here and there isn't much movement here. All we have to do is just hit it well. And boy, he's hit that quite well.
He made a room for himself and just whacked it over the mid off, knowing there is already a fielder, but he's brave enough to put it away over the head of the fielder. Smart move there. A brave, I would say. This cricketer is a brave cricketer. Mohammad Shakir Afridi, what a player.
Most Afridis are quite brave. Wow, they are. 20 for none now. Ashir has gone for a couple of fours and a six. A big heavy start here for Shakir Afridi. Now, under pressure, Ashir will have to deliver some dot balls. That's much better. That's nice. A force in the batsman onto the back foot. Still, they managed to cross over for a single. And suddenly, they had a slip in place. There was a good attacking field. And with those boundaries, suddenly they've had to go defensive. You've got third man, fine leg up. You have a deep extra cover early on in the power play and a long off. It's really difficult for a captain, isn't it? With these restrictions and the batsman is trying to attack you and your bowlers aren't really giving you that kind of line and length that you're asking from them.
Well, I would agree with you, Samir, that it could be a tactic that Shakir Afridi is applying on the bowling, and just to play a few shots, get some boundaries and let the opponents drop onto the defensive mode. Otherwise, there was slip in. We had seen the first over going in the favour of Dubai Gymkhana. And now, since the fielders are being placed on a defensive tactic has come on, we see the bowler is hitting that right leg. The batter are responding it equally well.
Yeah, he'll have to keep bowling there wicket to wicket. That's what works on these kind of pitches. You don't allow the batter any room, because once you offer him that, you're going to get punished. Ashir. Oh, down the leg side. That should be called a wide. Yes, it is. So struggling with their lines and lengths early on Dubai Gymkhana. They'll have to be a bit more disciplined than that. They've already given away too many. Just under 2 overs. We are on 22 for no loss. Over 10 per over this run rate. And very early on the back foot Gymkhana.
I'm still looking for the swing. Where is the swing? It's a new ball on a second over only. Not enough movement.
And that's been pulled. There is no protection there for him. Again, spraying down the leg side and asking to be hit. Kashif joins the party by hitting a boundary of the last ball of the over. It's two overs, 26 for none. A flying start for the 7 districts. Tashfin bowled a first good over. Will continue. Saghir opening up and trying to hit that. Trying to go over, but the ball trickles along, gets to that 30-yard line. It's just a single. Tashfeen has been good. Just gave away 6 runs in his first over. Expensive start from the other end though.
You need to make over for that. If you go expensive, you need to at least pick a wicket. His partner Ashid did not provide even the wicket, neither contained some runs. You need to work a little more harder, Tashfeen.
A nice and full, but that's beautifully driven down the leg for another single. They look for a couple, but no, they decided against it. But it can be quite frustrating, isn't it, when you're bowling in partnerships. On one end, you're keeping things quiet, you're putting together a few dot balls, you're keeping it tight, and suddenly from the other end, the other bowler keeps leaking runs. It can be frustrating to you. All your hard work gets undone because of something that you can't control.
Obviously, yes. Oh, got him this time, knocked him out. Afridi went harsh on it, was looking for the big shot, missing it completely, and that's a wicket number 1.
I saw it full, his eyes lit up, wanted to go big, wanted to go downtown, but played all over it, took his head off the ball, I think. Let's take a look at that again. Yes, his head was going nowhere. Had a wild swing at it, and you miss, I hit from Tashfeen Yassin. We were talking about how it can be frustrating for him, but he's managed to pick up a wicket and dent that opening partnership somehow to pick up their first wicket, 28 for 1. That wicket of Saghir brings out Farman Ali, the wicket keeper, at number 3. An important role in any format, that number 3. And he'll look to play a long innings here alongside Mohammad Kashif. Even though it's a short format, Abid, partnerships are very important, are they? Even in a T20, it sets the momentum for any batting innings.
Yeah, the partnership is key. It's always for the batters. For that, you need to apply yourself. You need to give yourself a little time, and you need to take your partner along with you. You need to talk to him every ball, perhaps every over. You need to calculate how we'll go further. So there is a lot of things that you need to be a good partnership, like Sangha and Jayawardena used to do.
Yeah, spitting big names, Abid, so early on in the game. Anyway, this is impressive from Tashfeen. Probably not the youngest man on the ground tonight, but he's been really good. Disciplined bowling this. Again, there you see, wicket to wicket, not allowing the batter any room, and he's picked up a wicket and given his team a real chance to come back into this game. And he'll hope and pray that his bowling partner from the other end can repeat this and offer that same disciplined line and length that he is bowling from this end.
I was always been a fan of 2 pairs that usually you see batting together. One of them, yes, Sangha and Jayawardena. There was Adam Gilchrist, Matthew Hedden. There was Amr Suhail, Saeed Anwar. Meanwhile, pull this one with authority. Will go sailing. Few bounces into the fence. Great looking shot from Farman.
Oh, Tashfeen Yassin. If he only finds out how much we were praising him, he'll say the commentator's curse is real, isn't it? Shot down the leg side. There was easy pickings for Kashif. Pulled it over for a boundary. 3 overs done. 32 for 1. Shadat Talat has been introduced into the attack. Not surprising after the previous bowler going for a few runs. Ashir Hasnain, who bowled the first over from that end, went for quite a few, and because of that the captain has been forced to make a change, bringing in Shahjat Talat. Another gentle medium pace for Dubai Gymkhana. Oh, that's a nice ball. Swung into him, almost chopped onto the stumps, but luckily for him, didn't go that far. They crossover for a single.
A little late on that delivery. That's what he's pointing out. It came in, which surprised Kashif. But they managed to get a single out of it. They need to put a partnership, as you say, that at least they need to bat together till 10 overs, half of the innings, because they got a brilliant start.
Oh, that's nicely been hit. And an attempt there at mid-off. Wow, had he taken that, he would have easily been the catch of the tournament. What an effort, but unfortunately, just evaded him. Farman going for that, Kashif in fact going for that big shot early on. Just gets a single there. Chance put down, or is that too harsh?
You're being too harsh, I think. Mohammad Sian is a regular, very good fielder, but in the last game also he put down a chance. We need to see that again if he'll call it a chance. Oh, this time the way-going delivery. Yeah, the earlier he's swinging well. Shahjat, where was he? He should have been bowling the second over.
Yeah, hindsight is such a cruel thing, isn't it? You always look back and think, I should have started with him. I should have given him the spell. But, well, should-haves will always remain should-haves. What you have in hand is what your bowler is going to do to bring you back into the game. And Shahjat Talat has been impressive in the 4 balls that he's bowled. Can he finish well, though? Oh, he doesn't finish his run-up well. Just lost his rhythm there for a while.
He doesn't have a long run-up also. And he carries a good pace as well. Not too extreme quick, but not too slow also. Just the right pace for the swing.
Again, down the leg side. Willity with the field at 5 leg out. That's a very risky ploy there early on to have the fine leg up. You're always going to get hit for a boundary the moment you spray down the leg side, because a batsman has enough time with that gentle pace to hit it either to the left or the right of the fine leg fielder. So another boundary, spoiling what was a good over.
I was just wondering, if you're going to bowl in swinger, you need to see your field placement. That's definitely not a delivery you want to bowl when you have a fine up. Yeah, some sense need to be prevailed.
Hit that high, long and handsome. Mid-on and mid-off are up, so he knew he can take that risk, Kashif, and he's gone for the big one. One bounce into the fence. 4 overs done, 42 for 1. Right then, Tashfeen Yassin will bowl his 3rd one. He's bowled well so far, picked up that wicket. And now he'll look to try and pick up one more. Oh, he looked to heave that over leg. Didn't make any connection. We haven't seen the best of techniques from these two batters. They look the kind of guys who like that aggressive route. They've played very aggressive looking shots, not made the best of connections in many, but they have been, can I say, half successful. 2 boundaries of the last 2 overs in his previous over, so we want to correct that.
Yeah, the idea was good this time when he started targeting the pads. The change of pace also came up worth it, but it's just that it was going down the leg side.
Oh, that's way down leg side. Even the keeper struggled to collect that, but they won't run, so it'll just be a wide. 1 run added there. They've brought in the deep extra cover, so again, space on that offside. Third man is down.
I wonder. It is not intended, definitely, that to bring the big in swing. Control is a key here. And also a challenge that you're bowling the third over on throat. You'll be tired, you'll be needing a bit of control. Oh, not so much of a swing, but just enough.
Risky that line. They brought the extra cover up, so no field in the deep on the offside. They've got a third man and a deep square leg. So the idea was right, but sometimes when you're that full, the batsman does get it right. That's running away. So I want to be a bit more straighter. He's bowled that straight delivery quite well. Tashfeen Yassin. And his third over now. Must be visibly tired. That's nice. That's very nice. Those are the lengths that you need to be hitting. Yes, they will cross over for a single, but he won't mind that. In T20, you're trying to stem the flow of boundaries more than anything else, especially after this start that they've got, going at 10 per over.
And I like the batter's respond to it also. Playing it from the back foot, just bringing the bat in front right time to do that. Excellent batting on display there from Kashif and Farman. They put on a 17 runs partnership now, but oh, big shout, big shout. The umpire doesn't seem to be convinced there. He all the time bowls at extremely good length. One of the deliveries that surprises everyone.
I'll tell you, forget about the appeal. That was very close to hitting the stumps. For a moment, I thought that he may have been bowled again, just like that first wicket. That in dipper. His eyes lit up again. Wanted to go for that big heave, Farman. Missed it completely because it swung in that last moment. Didn't really pick it up, Farman. It could have been curtains for him.
He has done over and over again, because in the previous game also he just hit the right length to get the top of the bails. Over here also dismissing Sagir Afridi. That similar kind of delivery. Now again he's a lot danger when he's bowling at that good length area.
Yeah, he's picked up the length. That's the good point you make. He knows exactly the kind of length you need to bowl on a wicket like this. He knows he's not express, so he can't afford to be too short. He'll get pulled or cut away. And neither is he bowling too full, where he will be driven. That good length, just on a good length, is just working out for him perfectly. And the batters too, recognizing that, are giving him the due respect. So last ball of this third over. Let's see if he can finish well. That's been hit over. And that's a flat 6 down at long off. We just talked about the risk of being too full. Tashfeen gets too full and pays the price for it.
50 comes up with that great, beautiful shot. Yeah, not quick enough, but beautiful batting that is just hitting it. Know that the mid-off is up, making full use of it. 51 for 1 at the end of 5. Well, that's been put away. Beautifully heaved it on the onside. What a great shot here. So a little bit of a pace and capitalized on it. Welcome Khwaja in the com box at the right time.
Thank you very much, Abid Ibrahim. And yes, Shajat Talat dropping his length and being carted through mid-wicket. Had plenty of time to swivel on that one. In front of square, that shows you it's not a very quick pitch. And Mohammad Kashif and Farman looking very, very solid indeed. Kashif has raced into the 20s in quick time. Oh, looking to slash that behind point. Just a hint of a way swing there.
I I've seen Shajat bowling the in swing, out swing, both the ways he can swing with the new ball. He seems to be an experienced campaigner. Despite he's going for plenty of runs.
Outside half of the bat, Syed Ashir at point. So he's getting that ball to move. We didn't see too much swing for Tashfeen, but Shajat Talat, perhaps just that extra pace, getting that ball to just swing away late.
It's just he's not reading the wicket. It's too early for him. It's just the second over he's bowling. It's, as you mentioned, the wicket is a bit slower, on a slower side. So the fast bowler usually struggles when it's a slower wickets. Oh, overthrow. Oh, that's not a good piece of fielding there.
Yeah, it was the mid-on fielder who should have been backing up there. And I believe I'll need confirmation, but this is not the GABA replica wicket here. It's the Asian conditions replica. That's why we're seeing slightly on the slower side and not really getting that swing. On that GABA wicket, we get a lot of excellent bounce and carry. Pulled away once again towards deep square. It will be cleaned up, but they'll take an easy two. The leg side boundary from the school end is very, very large indeed, especially with the rightmost pitch from the academy end. We're on pitch number 5. So a lot of real estate to cover there.
Yeah, things will get a little slower after this over, but with the current projected total, it says we'll have 200 on board.
Right behind that, quick single within the circle, and that's a pretty decent power play for 7 districts. 60 for 1. Well, it's the left arm spinner Mohammad Sehan coming into the attack. Interestingly, they've given him the academy end. The leg side boundary is the shorter one, so I don't think this is the right end for him. He needs to switch over, but let's see if he can get some purchase off this wicket. It's a slightly slow deck, so if he can really give it a rip, put some revs on the ball, could be in business here. Mohammad Kashif on 29 of just 20. Very watchful to start, just taking the long single. Farman Ali 11 of 8. He's been the silent partner in this partnership of 33. Let's see what he can produce here. It is a pretty decent batting deck. They should be looking for 160 plus at the very least. Played safely off the back foot, long on, herring in after it. Only dealing in ones for now.
Yeah, now the spinner will play its role. I think this deck will suit the spinner more. You can rely on that, maybe a little bit of a turn. The skid, the ball gets a little bit of a skid.
Yeah, they have Adnan Kaisar as well, the leggy. And he's very consistent. On chance for a run out if there was a clean pick up there. I think he got put off by Waqas coming in from extra cover. Very good fielder of his own bowling, Mohammad Sehan.
He's quick, he's super fit, bowls really well. He bats as well. Just the right person who can rotate the strike as well if you need. In 20 overs game where you don't need usually a lot of, can take a lot of deliveries, who can play a runner ball knock in 20 overs game.
Yeah, their batting has always been the problem. 7 districts have a very, very strong bowling attack. Abdul Ghaffar, Haider Ali, Mohammad Zamir Abbasi, Shahid Nawaz, all recognized bowlers. Just the batting needs to click. That's why Farman Ali and Kashif being very watchful. They want a good long partnership. Then you have Abdul Ghaffar, who can smack sixes for fun. Mohammad Zamir Abbasi can tonk the ball as well. Hafiz Almas, I'm informed, is a very good batter as well.
Well, I would send Abdul Ghaffar up to the order, maybe at number 4. The next batter, oh, this was a good delivery. We just came in with the arm. He just played it late. That concludes the over number 7. It's 66 for 1.
Adnan Kaisar, the left arm spinner, the leg spinner, coming in from the school end. So he has that big leg side boundary. 3 men stationed out long on deep mid wicket and a deepish square leg. Down the leg side, was trying to sweep that fine. Wicketkeeper is Syed Hasnan Raza. He's been in good batting touch as well. Important member of the side. Cut off the stumps. Couldn't beat the point fielder. So they're just struggling to create the big shots, the boundary shots outside the power play here.
Leggy must do a little bit of a work here because the towels are out here. The dew has been something that been bothering all these bowlers, especially the spinners, to struggle.
Oh, back over length and slapped hard, but there is that cover sweeper, Syed Asher out there. Current run rate of just below 10, 9.3, not too bad.
Yeah, they'll still manage to get 180 out if they carry this through, but I think the bowler need to do a little better because they can't be afford bowling half trackers here. Adnan really need to bowl slightly on a good length area where he can purchase a turn, maybe the wrong one. He just can't be bowling the half trackers.
Yeah, this is an important phase of the game. The spinners have to come into it. That's much better. That's the right area. Single. Chance for a run out. And a direct hit might have had him in trouble there. Instead, they'll pick up an overthrow.
Yeah, worth a chance for a run, but you need a backup there. Always. Yeah, this is the area where you need to be. There was a mix-up between the two, I think. The late call.
Well, I don't understand where the deep mid-wicket fielder was. He should have been providing backup, giving a silly run away. There's absolutely no one in the ring on the leg side. But Adnan Kaisar, he's settled into a nice rhythm here. He's bowling fullish and very straight.
A little bit of a movement over the deck there. He's just getting that ball coming into the right hander where the leggy you don't expect to bowl or delivery. The wrong one. But just a top spin that he's bowling.
Off the pads. Fine leg will clean it up. So they've gotten away with a few loose deliveries. Tashfeen Yassin must be tired after that long spell with the new ball.
Yeah, I bowled 3 overs on trot.
Once again looking for that paddle sweep, not connecting. So a few leg side deliveries, but he's gotten away with it. 73 for 1 at the end of 8 overs. Sehan continues. Went for 6 in his first. Stepping out and hit towards extra cover. They should pick up an easy 2. Yeah. Not a particularly great throw from the outfield either. They need to perhaps change that fielder. He's not got a great arm.
I think they are going really well. 7 district is around that 9.2. If they carry through this current run rate with 2 more overs, they'll be around 90s.
Atif Javed Butt out there at deep square. The running between the wickets has been pretty decent between Farman Ali and Kashif. But one of them has to press the accelerator here, Abid.
Yeah, I agree that there has been a lot of deliveries went by and we haven't seen any boundaries coming in. So they need to little work on the finding the fans. Yeah, it's not able to jump probably perfect or the balance.
Yeah, rhythm is very important for any bowler, be it a seam bowler or spin. Oh, struck on the pads, big appeal. But umpire Zargham Abbas saying perhaps just sliding down leg.
I think it's too high. The height is an issue as well. Yeah, we'll have a better look here.
Yeah, just a bit of extra bounce as well. This time he's picked it up on the leg side. Only for 1, Mohammad Hassan. Very good fielder to have in those hot spot areas.
Yeah, if you just keep it quiet, not give enough boundaries, the batter will get frustrated and they will try to bring out some boundaries. In terms of doing so, might get a wicket. Yeah, he's bowling at the right areas. He's just hunting for the pads.
Very consistent bowling. Right on the money. He has a repeatable action. 50 partnership has been raised. Perhaps they'd look to kick on here. 39 of 29 for Mohammad Kashif. Farman Ali run a ball 16. Belted down the ground, but couldn't make that clean connection. Another excellent over from Sehan. 79 for 1 at the end of 9. Adnan Kaisar continues. Once again, they're not quite connecting. The 2 7 districts batters. They've spent a fair amount of time at the crease. When will it be go time? I think they're looking to target one bowler. So far, Dubai Gymkhana will be pretty pleased with the progress. Even that run rate has become below 9 now.
They need to target one bowler, I think, but going at this rate with a 8.7 is a bowler of worry. But spinners have done a good job here. The paddle comes out, and Mohammad Hassan, extremely good fielder.
Yeah, he made that look very easy. Tall lad, but he really works hard in the field. Excellent all-rounder. And Dubai Gymkhana, they're slowly but surely building a bit of pressure here. They've denied the boundaries for the last 3-4 overs. Big full toss, belted hard down the ground. Oh, long off does well. It's Sihan himself out there. And he's kept them only to 1 run. That's brilliant.
Well, what I feel is they have really tied them up, not giving them boundary. That was easy picking despite, but great work in the deep. You can see that the board is drawing that line of a duke. Not good sign for the spinners.
Especially for 7D. Completely agree. Lofted towards Sihan this time. Still, you can keep testing him and he'll come up with full marks.
I think it's that the first boundary they needed from here. It's been a while that they haven't hit the boundary. They're hunting for the boundary. Soon they'll get that boundary. They'll break the shackles, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you can sense the frustration of the two batters now. 19 of 19 for Farman Ali. It's taking too much time. He needs to get going. Sliced and straight to backward point. Well, the pressure was telling. And Adnan Kaisar breaks the partnership.
Very well played, very well planned. The pressure, they kept on accelerating. Fielders did the right thing, not giving the boundary for the batter they were looking for. This time he went behind the wicket. Backward point was the area where Shajat takes the easy catch. A wicket goes down, 83 for 2.
Well, now they've sent in the aggressor, Abdul Ghaffar. He packs a mighty punch, let me tell you. 55-run partnership broken. And a new partnership in the com box alongside me is going to be Samir Yunus. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ahmed. Enjoyed this spin bowling display here. They've really brought things back for themselves, Dubai Gymkhana. Heavily assisted by the fielders, of course. Done a fine job in bringing back the game in their favour.
Solidly behind that is Ghaffar, and that's a top over from Adnan Kaisar. Only 4 runs conceded and a big wicket. 83 for 2 at the halfway stage. So left arm spinner Sihan continues and sliced behind point. Well, we were waiting for the boundary and Mohammad Kashif has found it immediately after the halfway break.
Rare slip up in the field. They've been brilliant tonight. They've supported their bowlers quite well, the fielders, but this time a half-hearted attempt by the fielder at point there. That allows Kashif to get a boundary, something that he's been wanting to have. Sihan has bowled really well in this game.
And this is a big risk they're taking with Abdul Ghaffar at the crease to persist with the left-hand spinner. He will certainly be looking to clear a shortish boundary on the leg side towards the car park. Tucked around the corner, and Tashveen does well. This is the moment I think Abdul Ghaffar is going to take a dip here.
Yeah, it's a good idea from the 7 district batting think tank. There's a leg spinner and a left armer in operation. Obviously the ball coming into the left-hander. Abdul Ghaffar will fancy his chances. Yes, this time the boundary might be on the longer side for him, but the kind of bloke he is, he will fancy himself to clear them very easily.
Immediately coming over the wicket now to the left-hand batter, pardon me. They've made some adjustments in the field as well. There's a deep mid-wicket and somebody at cow corner, deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket, and of course the long on. So the leg side is well protected, and they've made a good change. They changed ends for Sehan as well. Drilled down the ground. I think he'll be very happy to give a single to Ghaffar.
He got away with the full toss there, and he'll try to pepper that off stump line, because he knows if he's too straight or too much down the leg side, Abdul Ghaffar has the arms to clear those big boundaries on the leg side. The fielders here will have to be quick on their feet. 2 left-hand, right-hand batters in operation. They'll have to keep changing, especially with the left-arm bowler in operation, Sehan. He'll also have to keep his lines tight.
Back of a length, worked away to mid-wicket, only going to be 1. So far so good. Only conceded 19 runs. Has 8 deliveries to go in a spell. It'll be a very important one.
Yeah, what does Kashif do here now? He's been the aggressor in the previous partnership, but he knows the new partner that he's got, Abdul Ghaffar, is the kind of batter who likes to go after it. So does he take on that anchor role, or does he continue to be the aggressor and allow Ghaffar to set down?
And you can see that big wind-up from Ghaffar. Even his half hit absolutely screams along the outfield. 8 runs off the over. He's in a bit of a jam right now, Sehan, but so far he's responded really well.
You can see those towels coming out so early on in the game. Lots of dew around. So even with that difficulty in gripping the ball, they bowl quite well, these 2 spinners.
Worked away to the leg side for 1. Steady over once again. 92 for 2 at the end of 11.
.92 for 2 after 11. It's the leg spinner. Adnan Kaisar was bowled brilliantly so far. He'll continue. He's gone down that leg side every once in a while. It is understandable. We've talked about how difficult it is to grip the ball, but otherwise he's been really good. Now Kashif is on a 48. He'll be looking to get to his 50 and then maybe step on the gas. We are 11 overs in, just 9 more to go.
Yeah, if any errors he's made tonight, it's just been sliding down leg occasionally. But so far, only 1 for 10 in his 2 overs. Top stuff.
Yeah, this is really good from him. Wicket to wicket stuff mostly. More importantly, his fielders have also backed him up quite well. They've taken their catches. Yes, once in a while there have been slip-ups, but they've not been too expensive. No dropped catches so far.
Yeah, I bowled that one really slowly and really straight. So mixing up his pace very nicely. Doing a good job.
Makes room, looks to hike that over extra cover. There is a fielder there. Is there an edge though? Drop chance maybe? Kashif nods his head. He doesn't think so. Batters was never agreed that they edged it.
Well, Adnan Kaisar's reaction suggests there might have been a feather edge. So Mohammad Kashif can consider himself a pretty lucky chappie. On the verge of a 50. That was a tough catch for the keeper.
Again, he tries to hike that. There is a fielder there, but it evades him and goes into the boundary. Nope, that's very good work there by the fielder, deep cover.
Well done, Sehan. Really had to travel a fair amount of distance and a good throw. And they've only taken one run. That's pretty disappointing. Not good.
And they've struggled against the spinners, haven't had it in their hitting zones. And I think something's going to give here. There'll either be a wicket or maybe a couple of big shows from Abdul Ghaffar. Kashif is looking to get to his 50, but it'll be Abdul Ghaffar who will be looking to score now, the big ones. Yeah, again, looking for that big hoik. Manages to get the inside half of the bat. Single to him.
And he has the shorter leg side boundary towards the car park, the left-hander. So certainly they need to get a move on. They have to target one area of the ground and look to clear the fences. Adnan Kaisar, well, I did have a chat with him during the toss. I told him, we've been waiting from a big performance from you. And he seems to have stepped up to the mark tonight.
Yeah, looks really in control when he bowls. That's nicely bowled. Interested for a while, but he'll know that there was going down the leg side again. Just like most of the other games, we haven't seen too much spin. Most of the balls have just gone straight.
Well, in his delivery, pardon me, in his appeal, he almost made it all the way to point. Big shout, but clearly sliding down leg.
Will that be taken? No, that's been hit nicely in the gap, and again a superb attempt from the field at 2 times. He stopped it, the ball trickled away from him, again diving and stopping the boundary. Brilliant effort by Sihan there.
Brings up the 50 for Mohammad Kashif in 39 deliveries. Yeah, that was hit really hard. Sihan, has he kept it within the boundary rope though? Just that awkward bounce off the body. And oh, that looks mighty close to me. I won't be surprised if this has given as a 4 here, Samir.
The last ball of the last over, a fine fielding effort by Sihan. Kept out a boundary. The umpire has decided to just give 2 runs there. Fine effort from Sihan. He'll now come to bowl his 3rd over. His 4th over rather, so he'll bowl out. Off the back foot, Abdul Ghaffar waiting for that one. They've bowled immaculate lines, these two. Not enough the batter any room.
Yeah, they've tied him down really well. It's a difficult job to do. But so far, the left arm spinner, Mohammad Sehan, excellent economy, just hovering around 6.97 per over.
Abdul Ghaffar hoiks that down the leg side. The fielder will try to cut it off. Yes, he does quite comfortably in the air, but they will run 2 there. So Abdul Ghaffar not making the connection that he wants to make, and that's largely because Sihan has bowled well to him.
I think it's just the slowish nature of the pitch as well. Ghaffar, a very free striker of the ball, doesn't complicate it too much, but it's been excellent bowling.
Again off the back foot, almost without a choice. They have to just go for those singles there. Fielding has been excellent, barring a couple of mishaps.
Yeah, Gymkhana, their confidence is up after that win over ICW. And you can see the body language, they look very determined. They want to bring down a big fish in 7 districts tonight.
Yeah, and after that start, they gave away quite a few the first few overs, but they've come back strong. Heads didn't fall. That's been reverse swept. Didn't go past the fielder, and luckily for the batter, it didn't go straight to the fielder.
Well, that's a sign of desperation, isn't it? Looking to be fanciful there. Kashif. None for 25. This is brilliant bowling from Sihan. He's done an outstanding job.
And you're right, this is a slow wicket. The ball does take time before it gets to the batter. So you have to be really careful with your timing. The way you time your shots is very important here. Almost have to wait a moment before you go for that big swing. We've seen Abdul Ghaffar struggling to make a connection here. Last ball of the over then. In fact, last two. This time he makes a fine connection. And he has deposited that behind the side screen for his first six. A big one.
Well, it was only a matter of time before Abdul Ghaffar made that connection. And what a connection it was. Plonking that big front foot down, driving the ball. And that's a mighty, mighty maximum. New balls, please. That one's not coming back.
And for the first time tonight, Sihan hasn't darted it in. He gave it flight. It was full enough of Abdul Ghaffar to just clear that front leg and have a wild swing at it. And by God, that went far away. They're still looking for the ball.
Yeah, that shot had a touch of violence to it, didn't it? He's a big, strapping lad. Left arm swing bowler. He's played a lot of domestic cricket. First class cricket in Pakistan for the Lahore region, my hometown. And he's tailor-made for this format. Destructive player.
Proud Lahori, my co-commentator here. Sihan's figures have been spoilt, and that's again hit in the gap. Wow, he bowled so well up until those last two deliveries, until Abdul Ghaffar decided to send him home without a smile. 35 runs off his 4 overs.
Look at that shot off the back foot. Absolutely blazed. That might have set the outfield on fire. No chance for the long off. And Nelson on the board at the end of 13. 7 districts on the move.
Even Adnan looks like he's going to bowl out. Let's see if he can finish well. Sihan, after having bowled so well, Abdul Ghaffar decided to spoil his figures. Kashif will be on strike. Looks for that reverse sweep again. That would have been very close. Had he missed it, would have been plumb for sure. A risky ploy there by Kashif.
Now once again chancing his arm on the reverse. Got a bottom edge. That was absolutely millimeters away from that front pad. And I can see from the corner of my eye, Atif Javed Butt is warming up. Perhaps a new bowler to be introduced.
Yeah, the context of the game and the conditions. Kashif has batted well. He's played those shots down the ground. He knows he can't go for those flashy shots in this inning on this kind of wicket. It's not really coming on. So 53 or 43 in the context of the pitch that we have, the conditions that we have, it's a good innings from him. He's held it together.
Seems to be a more natural player of pace rather than spin. He was pretty aggressive in the power play, but slowed down a touch when the spinners came on. But he's got a platform. He's got plenty of overs to look for that milestone as well. Square leg has come into the ring.
But Abdul Ghaffar doesn't mind. He knows only one way, and that is to hit it past the bowler, over his head, onto the fences for a huge 6. The second one for Ghaffar now. He is looking to step on the gas.
Well, that side screen seems to be more of a dartboard for Abdul Ghaffar. He aims for those big shots down the ground and keeps smacking it into the side screen. Another mighty 6.
He's tall and big, isn't he? And those arms are built for shots like this. A big bat swing. Most often, even a mistimed shot would end up behind the line.
Well, this partnership has grown to 35 runs in very quick time. Current run rate is still pretty bearable, 8.74. But that can change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's the kind of length you want to bowl to him, Adnan Kaisar. Learning his lesson. Don't ever be full to Abdul Ghaffar, because he's going to hit you downtown. So this is a good comeback from Adnan Kaisar. He'd want to finish well, unlike his bowling partner Sihan. Went for 2 big boundaries towards the end of his spell.
Yeah, these are 2 very important deliveries. He needs to get out of this jam.
Good good length once again. He won't mind the singles at this stage. He really won't mind the singles. It's the boundaries that will do all the damage.
Yeah, that's what you need to do in front of a big hitter. Let them get away. Their muscle memory will take over when they see a ball on the pads. They'll just want to tuck it away. And he did just that. 1 for 22 on the day. Very good spell from the leg spinner of Dubai, Gymkhana.
Let's not speak too early. There's one more ball to go. He'll be happy that it's Kashif who's on strike. He'll not look the kind of batter who wants to go big, but rather knock it around, get those singles. Oh, that's a full toss, and that will go for a 4. In fact, no, there is a fielder down there. A bit of fit footwork from him. Save 2 runs for his team.
Atif Javed Butt there, moving swiftly. And 1 for 24 on the night. Good stuff from Adnan Kesar. 121 for 2 with 6 overs to go.
So looks like it's going to be more spin. It's Rahman Gul Iqbal Shah who will take on the responsibility of turning the ball here.
Well, he's not a regular bowler by any means. I'll be interested to see what he can produce tonight. Abdul Ghaffar, 23 of 12 and looking for plenty more.
Ooh, Abdul Ghaffar was shaping up to hit it big. That just wasn't full enough. They look for a 2 and they'll get it easily. So nicely tucked away into that gap. There was no fielder there in the circle. Midon had to come rushing.
Yeah, acres of space on the leg side. It's a free 2 runs, to be quite honest. Everybody right on the edge of the boundary rope in preparation for a big hoik from Abdul Ghaffar.
Yeah, this could be a make or break over for this bowling innings. Yeah, again, he hits that hard enough, not making the best of connections. He struggled with that. When he's got it right, he's really got it right. But most times, just really hit the inside half of the bat and gone towards the leg side.
Yeah, you can afford to bowl it on his pads, but if you offer him the chance to swing his arms outside off, it's going to be belted out of the park. So smart thinking here from Gymkhana. They're just firing it in very straight. Mohammad Kashif needs to produce something here. He's been at the crease for a fair while.
Yeah, just when you say that, looking to break loose but not finding the gap. Long off will cut that off if it's just a single. So not a bad start from Rahman Gul. He's bowling in the right areas, not allowing the batters to get away very easily. 125 on the board now. The bowling has been much better than what that score suggests.
Yeah, most certainly. Current run rate of 8.6. They'll certainly accept that. And look at that. He's bowling it outside the leg stump in that blind spot over his right shoulder. Very smart thinking from Rahman Gul.
It looks like they've done their homework on a batter like Abdul Ghaffar. Yes, he's still gotten off to a 26 of 15. They seem to have figured out the areas to bowl to him. Oh, he's missed that completely.
This is brilliant bowling from Rahman Gul. Under pressure, they've tied down Abdul Ghaffar so far. 26 of 16. Will he use his feet? Doesn't seem to be that kind of a batter.
Rahman Gul here doesn't seem too much like a part-timer. Drops it short and then hits his thigh pads and goes away. That will run away to the boundary most probably. In fact, the field... Oh, another bit of footwork there. We've seen quite a bit of that. Should be signalled as 2 leg byes by the umpire. Yes, that is the signal. That's the end of the over. 15 done. 127 for 2. Right, then it looks like it's back to the paceman. Atif Javed comes into the attack for Dubai Gymkhana. It's 127 for 2 now. 15 overs done. 5 more to go. It's the business end of the innings. And see if we have some fireworks. We've been spoilt by some big scores here. Unfortunately today, 7 District haven't been able to really get off to that start. And to do those 5 overs with me in the comm box, I'm joined again by Abid Ibrahim.
Thank you very much, Samir. It's a great contest which is going on. The fast bowler is just trying to find the right steps. Counting your steps is most important for the fast bowlers. I would say any bowler need to count the steps. That is what Atif Javed Butt is doing. It's Abdul Ghaffar who's right there in the center. You might expect from him some fireworks.
Ooh, that's not the best line to be bowling as your first ball. That's a real freebie there by him. If he's going to be bowling there and bowling like that, then we're in for some big shots. Kashif saying thank you very much, I'll take that, and deposits that to the boundary on the offside.
Yeah, that's too much of a width there outside off, allowing batter to free his arms. This is not threat at all. You can hit it anywhere if that kind of a pace and a ball is coming your way. Easy picking there for the batter. Or someone who's playing on 60 would love to get those deliveries.
That's much fuller. That's gone downtown. Will it go to the fielder? Nope. Fielder watches on as it goes over him for a 6. So really, one shot, one full. Atif Javed Butt needs to get his line right here.
Well, Kashif seems to be unstoppable here. Full and wide. It's easy picking always. Yeah. Things are not getting on the favor of Dubai Gymkhana. They really need to bowl tight line and length here.
Ahmed Khaja, who was here before you, Abid, he made the observation that Kashif is the kind of batter who likes space, not so much spinners. He must have seen Atif Javed and licked his lips saying, okay, this is my moment. Let me try and pick up my strike rate. And he's going after Atif Javed here. My God, where did that go? What was he trying there? Maybe a short ball, but he's got it horribly wrong. It's gone off the pitch. As the umpire pulls out his arms to signal a wide.
Yeah, I see the bowler gets frustrated there. That was out of frustration. He wanted to bang it short. That went too short. Well, Atif, we really need to bowl at the right areas before it gets too late, because this is very important, crucial juncture of the game where you can make or break.
Full toss, hammered. Luckily for him, there's a fielder there. You can't be bowling there, Atif Javed. They're still able to run for a two. Not the best of throws. When you're in the deep, you need a strong arm. And it seems as if Dubai Gymkhana are a bowler or two short, maybe. Spinners did a good job, pulled the game back for themselves, but that fifth and sixth bowler is what they're struggling with, and Atif Javed hasn't had the best of returns so far.
Yeah, clearly they are missing the services of Uzair, Haider and Muhammad Adil. Again, a full toss, not an ideal delivery there.
A lot of footwork tonight by the fielders in the deep. A lot of tall lads out there, so choosing to stop it with their feet rather than bending down. Not being too confident in being able to stop that, but got away again Atif Javed there with the full toss. He'll want to bowl better. Kashif has been there for a long time now, 70 or 49. Atif will consider himself lucky he didn't punish him the last two deliveries.
70. Kashif.
That was going for a wide. Kashif looking to get some bat onto that. All he gets is a top edge, and that will go past the fielder, third man who's up in the circle. So another boundary. Atif Javed is having a miserable time out there.
Well, I'm not sure whether he'll be continuing bowling again after this over, but it seems to be captain would be thanking him. Really, that's not a line and length you want to bowl. You're just trying to bowl too short, or you're trying to bowl too full. Not in control at all.
I'm not sure if the right call from the Dubai Gymkhana captain to bring him on at this point. They had the game in control with those spinners. Suddenly now it's slipping away from them. Again a full toss. That might just be called a no ball by the umpire for waist height. Let's see. Yes, the leg umpire has put his hand up. So this is going from bad to worse for Atif and Javed. He can't make any excuses to his captain here. He's just not bowled well enough.
Yeah, seeing that name, Atif Javed, reminds me of a great from Pakistan, Aqib Javed, who coached UAE as well. So I had really some expectation, at least with the name.
Well, that name reminds me, good fast bowler.
Yes.
And at the same time, had a lot of fans from our part of the world just for his looks. He was a handsome cricketer, wasn't he? Right then, free hit coming up. And Abdul Ghaffar is on strike. That's been hammered. It was on the offside, but Abdul Ghaffar doesn't mind. He knows only one way, and that's behind the bowler. It has gone behind the scoreboard for a huge six. 27 off that over. This score of 7 district has just shot up to 154 for 2 in 16 overs.
Yeah, look at that. That was easy picking for someone like Abdul Ghaffar, who knows only one way, which is big. And that was a massive 6 to end the over.
Rahman Gul, a spinner, will be under pressure now. The previous over has gone for plenty. Kashif, he's tried that reverse sweep a couple of times before to not much success. Goes for it again. No run there. Rahman Gul has been tight.
Well, if you have one bowler shot, you struggle. But over here, Dubai Gymkhana struggles with 2 bowlers shot.
That's been slogged in the gap. In fact, it's not in the gap, but the fielder makes a mess of it. Was travelling at some speed there. He had to get down on time. He couldn't really stop it from going to the boundary. So Kashif getting a move on now.
Yeah, the way he's going, he's got a plenty of time left. He might hit that triple figures. We would see someone scoring big here. That could be Kashif here. Look at that control on that. Pulled one knee down, an excellent shot.
It came to the fielder faster than you would have thought. Travelling at some speed, that ball. And he's bowled him. Oh, in fact, he hasn't. How did that miss the stumps? Kashif going for the big slog sweep. It was too full to do that. And I thought he was going to get castled there. But somehow, it's missed those 3 stumps.
Well, that was inches away. We all thought that it's gone, but the regret from the bowler. Oh, he charges. He goes big. Straight to the fielder. Oh, I think that just bounced in front of Hassan.
I didn't get all of it. It didn't hit that sweet spot of the bat. Luckily for him, Kashif, he's been quite lucky today. It falls short of the fielder. It did make a good connection, but the bat turning in his hand at the last moment.
Yeah, the way he came down the track and hit the ball. It's just that timing, I think, and the placement. It just hurt him. That I think also Rahman just made a little change in his pace when the batter came down the track a little earlier.
Abdul Ghaffar has been playing only that shot exclusively tonight. Every time it's been up, he's played that big hoik. Sometimes he's got a good part of the bat and gone for a 6, and sometimes it has gone down to the leg side for a single. So Rahman, this very important last ball coming up in this over. He's bowled well so far, just given away that one boundary, and at this stage of the game, that's a good return for him, but this last ball is very crucial for him. Let's see what Kashif chooses to do. He's on a 79. Hammered! And it's over the fielder. The typical slog over Gymkhana. Kashif moves on to 85. 17 overs done. 166 for 2.
I waited that. That was needed to be doing. If he was looking for the big shot, all you had to do is wait for the ball coming your way. 166 for 2 at the end of 17.
Right then, the captain of Dubai Gymkhana has decided that his spinners have gone for a few now, even though they've helped him come back into the game after that bad start. Tashfeen Yassin was going to bowl, but then again there's been a change of mind. And there's going to be a new bowler.
Well, I was just wondering, when you have Mohammad Hassan, bowler like Mohammad Hassan, why you are doing the experiment with other bowlers. Let me tell you, he's a fantastic all-rounder. He bowls really, really well. It will take just 1 minute. You will see him, how he delivers. You will find the pace, the swing, everything.
But why hold him back for so long? You had to bowl your 5th and 6th bowler, who clearly struggled, and you held back a good all-rounder, Mohammad Hassan. Alright, he's been given a welcome drink by Abdul Ghaffar. You bowl there to Abdul Ghaffar, you're asking for trouble. And once again, I think we've lost the ball. A huge 6 to welcome Mohammad Hassan to the bowling crease.
I take my words back. I'm sorry, Samir. But Hassan has been a very, very good all-rounder every time I've seen. But this time he erred in the line, maybe too rusty. Didn't bowl a lot.
I think every bowler here has been struggling to get that first ball right. Gentle loosener to just get that rhythm. And maybe that's got to do with the conditions. Wet ball, hard to grip. You come straight, bowl into a batter in form. A batter like Abdul Ghaffar. You get even an inch wrong, he's going to punish you.
Now that went behind the crease, behind the wicket. That was Miles. Miles, huge hit. Yeah, the captain doesn't seem to be happy with the delivery. It's not easy to bowl in these conditions, let me tell you.
Tashfeen Yasin must be saying, well, you could have gone with me. You chose to give it a new bowler who hasn't bowled before, and you're going to pay the price for it. But like you say, Mohammad Hassan, definitely a better bowler than that first ball would suggest. He'll want to get his line right very early. He doesn't have much time. We're in the last 3 overs of the game, and there's going to be a ball change. The way Abdul Ghaffar has been tonking it, it's not surprising that it must have gone out of shape. The umpires, while they select a ball, the captain will have a little conference with his bowler and his senior men. Try and figure out the right areas to bowl to these two batters who are looking in good touch now. 172 on the board. That run rate of 10. They started off well. They had that run rate and the spinners managed to put it back for a while. Brought down that run rate to about 8 per over. And once again, the last couple of overs have been loose from Dubai Gymkhana. As I love the 7 district batters to come back and get that run rate up there above 10. Okay, we've got a new ball. In fact, not a new ball, but a changed ball. Dropping it short, Mohammad Hassan. Perhaps a good ploy against Abdul Ghaffar, who seems good when he's been pitched up to him. This time he chooses to just push that to the mid-off and cross over for a single to the batter, who's looked good tonight. 85 of 56 to Kashif. He'll, like you said earlier, Abid, will want to go on to get those 3 figures.
Yeah, he got a time. He's just 15 runs shy from that 100. Put away nicely onto the onside. There is a chase for the fielder. And the ball seems to be winning the race. What a cracking shot.
Yeah, Mohammad Hassan, after getting hit, chooses to go short. He went short to Abdul Ghaffar. That was negotiated, but Kashif is a good puller of the ball. When you bowl to him there, it's going to be difficult to cut it off. The fielder should have been a bit more squarer maybe. Unable to cut it off, and he gets another boundary. 89 now to Kashif. This over has already produced 11 runs for 7 district. They'll be looking to maximize again. 18th over in progress in Dubai. Gymkhana decide to go with a bowler who hasn't bowled an over before this. Always a risky ploy. It might just turn out to be too expensive for them. Now that's a better line from Mohammad Hassan. That's where he'll want to be. Again, pushing for that 2 there. This is very good running. Ran the first one harder. Has been a direct hit, but the umpire doesn't seem too interested. He's made it back in time. Abdul Ghaffar. So really good running there. Pushed it to the fielder at mid-on. It took some time, that fielder, to come forward and cut it off. Ran that first one harder and managed to get a couple. So 179 now on the board. Just 2 wickets gone. It's been a very calculated innings from Kashif. Again pushed down the leg side. He's done that so well tonight. Every time it's been on his pads, he's been able to push that down to the leg side and run like this. He's been out there for a long time, but he's still running those doubles very hard. Good fitness.
Yeah, 100% is giving. He started a bit slow there. He was almost playing a runner ball. But we have seen all those batters getting big runs. They start slow. That's what you need to do. And at the end, fag of the innings, when you're getting the innings to the end, you get that dew coming in as well. All leading edge. Dips in front of the captain.
Yeah, fielder standing on the edge of that circle there, trying to stop those boundaries. Just another single for Kashif. He'll keep strike. 18 overs done, 182 for 2. Right then, Tashfeen Yassin has been given the responsibility of this over, the penultimate one. He was about to start the previous one, but somehow the captain and the senior men decided that they want to give it to Mohammad Hassan. Pulled away again. Fielder is there to cut that off, so just be a single, which brings Abdul Ghaffar on strike. Tashfeen bowled well, he started off well, just gave away 20 runs in his 3 overs, picked up that first wicket. Now he'll have to bowl well here if he wants to contain these two batters. Abdul Ghaffar has looked good, 40 of 21 for him. He'll be looking to target up Tashfeen here.
And that 100 runs partnership coming up for the two. Well, they have really put on a good partnership. This is what you were talking about earlier, the partnership.
Round the wicket, full toss, Abdul Ghaffar, say no more. You bowl full toss on the leg side to Abdul Ghaffar, he's always going to punish you, and this time it's no different.
Now, full toss, you can't be bowling full toss. Yeah, it's difficult to grip the ball, but yes, one thing for sure, you can control on not to bowl full toss. Just bang it on the good area. It's a crime to commit to feed this man onto the leg side. Abdul Ghaffar, he will punish you, and he did so.
Look at that, he's gone on to 46 of 22 now without much effort. He's played some big sixers here. Tashfeen Yassin will have to be immaculate with his lengths if he needs to finish off well here. 189 on the board, we're looking good for another 200 tonight.
Yeah, that seems to be on card. Yes, just 11 runs away from getting 200. And that's a psychological benefit if you part. Oh, wow.
Missed out on that one. Really, Abdul Ghaffar, he missed out on that one. Was looking to go leg side. It should have gone over long off rather than trying to go over long on. Was full, it was there to be hit. Tashfeen Yassin looking to come round the wicket. Keeper now comes up to have a chat with him. Maybe tell him a thing or two about the lengths to bowl to Abdul Ghaffar. There's a couple of milestones to get here. Kashif on 95, he'll be looking to get to 100. The team will be looking to get to a 200. Dubai Gymkhana will do everything they can. Look at that, he's trying to heave that over leg side, whereas he should have gone to the off side. Nice lofted cover drive would have done. But a very important dot ball there. Lofted up, will that be taken by the fielder? He's getting underneath it very nicely, and that's nicely taken. Reverse cup, Australian style, holds on to it very nicely there.
Yeah, it took a little while for the wicket to come. A partnership of 106 runs broken. I think it was okay if he would have gone on to the onside what he was doing. This time, I don't know for what reason he wanted to go straight and finds Mohammad Hassan there holding a beautiful catch with the reverse cup. It's 189 for 3.
New batter walking in, the best thing that could happen to Dubai Gymkhana, getting a new batter out there in this final part of the innings. Hafiz Almas, apologies there, he comes in to partner up with Kashif, who's on a 95. What Hafiz has to do is get a single and get off strike. But no, he decides to hammer that down and he'll get a boundary first up. That's one way to get off the mark.
Yeah, and a nice way to get into the comb box. That ball has been sent and hit to our comb box. That was a brilliant hit. The first ball, not an easy to execute. There you go. You can see that hitting the comb box where we are sitting and enjoying the game. Tashfeen bowled this time slightly fuller. He can bowl those heavy balls. Why not to bowl here? Just like the previous delivery, he bowled it slightly back of the length.
But it doesn't matter. Back of a length, good length. Hafiz Almas has come here with one mission, and that is to clear the fence. A 4 and a 6 of his first 2 deliveries. That spoiled the figures of Tashfeen Yassin as well.
Yeah, not enough pace on it, and it was just stand and deliver. Beautiful shot down the ground, and it's 199 at the end of the penultimate over.
Muhammad Hassan, who went for 16 in his first over, will be given the responsibility of this last over. Kashif is on 95. Shot has been pulled away. Will it find the fielder? In fact, it's just one bounce. So he'll just get a single. Oh, they're looking for a double there. What are they doing here? Are they looking for a run out? Absolute comedy of errors here. And there is a run out.
It's a smart move, not throwing the ball towards the stump. It was Kashif who badly needed the strike. It was his partner who could just not read or understand. You need to make a call. You make it very clear with your partner that no matter what, we'll be running for 2. And there was the 2 runs. Let me tell you, Samir, there was 2 because he was almost there. Yeah, that's what he's been chatting here. That's what he's been talking about, that it was always his call because he was running on to the dangerous end. Well, at the end of the inning for Hafiz, he scored 10 of 3.
Right then, after that little comedy of errors between the 2 batters, Kashif will keep strike and he'll look to hammer that on the offside. It's 97 to him now, and that's what he wanted. But really, that first ball, Hafiz Almas should have run the first one harder, knowing that Kashif is looking to get back on strike. Big error in communication between those 2.
Well, I thought the deal was very simple for the 2 batters, that the previous over, the penultimate over, they will go for runs, allowing his partners to smash player games. In the last over, they'll keep for his 100 at least. He needs 1 boundary. So if not on a first delivery, then he could be doing it on the second. But over here, Farooq Moment would be on a strike. A good Yorker there, a single there will be. They'll only be taking single. Kashif doesn't want to look back at his partner also.
In all of that, the 200 has also come up. The score is 201, now 202 now for 4. Mohammad Kashif, very rightly from the partner, the right thing to do. Yes, they've got a good total on the board. It doesn't need to go big. It's all about Kashif trying to get to his century now. He's got 3 balls to try and do that. On a 97, we're looking for a big shot to get to his century. Oh, talk about big shot, and he's given it straight to the keeper. What an anti-climax here for Kashif. He looked to hit that over the keeper, but unfortunately, he's hit it straight to him, and he goes out on 97. What an unfortunate way of getting out, looking for his century, but take nothing away. Mohammad Kashif tonight has played a blinder of an innings.
Well, that reminds me of 2007 World Cup finals. You don't really have to do that. You can clear the fence. You can hit down the ground. You are hitting so well on the onside. The boundaries were coming quite easily for you. It was just about not getting the right shot at the right time, departing back to the hut. Is a big wicket. Mohammad Kashif is scoring 97 runs. And that's the end of Kashif. Now, it's 202 for the half of the team is back in the hut.
Well, this last over has been all about Kashif's century. He doesn't get to it, but Muhammad has bowled a good over. And just when I say that, he's hammered that. The new batter, Shehzad Ali, walks in, steps down the track and absolutely tonks that to the long off. Long off didn't have to move for a boundary.
Yeah, the platform is set. It's all you need to execute these shots, and he did that one so well. One final delivery of the innings, Hassan. He picked it up, not timed it sweetly, but will do the distance. Still enough for a maximum. What a great shot, and what a great high note to finish at.
Well, I didn't think that was going to go for a six. He just got the top edge of it, and it was a long boundary, mind you, and was still able to clear that fielder just over him. And that six has allowed the 7 district batters to get to a huge 212 in their 20 overs. It started off slowly, but they've eventually accelerated enough to get to 212, cross the 200 mark, and set the Gymkhana team a target of 213, which is going to be very, very difficult. And that thanks largely to 97 from Mohammad Kashif. What an innings it has been. It reached not out, but he did get out. And then, of course, that quick fire 46 from Abdul Ghaffar, really putting in that foundation for this huge score of 212 for 5 in 20 overs with 12 extras.
Yeah, the partnership of 106 runs that took this total into a massive, where Mohammad Kashif and Abdul Ghaffar, they stand together and then put on a massive partnership. And it was the right time for Shehzad Ali to come in and smash those 2 sixes and get the team on to the par total. And I think 212 is a very decent total. They'll be happy, 7 district, to get that kind of a total on board. They have plenty of runs in the bank. All right, then, it's been clearly a batting day where the batters has dominated. They batted so well. Kashif and Abdul Ghaffar doing the most of the damage. So it will be 213 runs target when we come back to see that chase from Dubai Gymkhana.
Right then, welcome back everyone to the ICC Academy Oval number 2. It's Dubai Gymkhana taking on 7 districts in the 17th match of the SkyX.net ICC Academy Arabian Cricket League powered by FanCode. And it's a massive target of 213 for the men in dark blue. Outstanding innings from Mohammad Kashif and Abdul Ghaffar, playing a brilliant hand as well. Shahid Nawaz with the new ball for 7 districts. Syed Hasnan Raza on strike. Down the leg side, a bit of extra bounce, but it will be extras and the first runs of the night for Gymkhana. Well, they look like they were controlling the game. They had kept 7 districts to around 8.5 runs per over, but then the floodgates really opened. And Abdul Ghaffar, Mohammad Kashif just couldn't get to that century milestone, played so well. Gone on 98, desperately unlucky, but he's put in a very good shift with the bat. Now it's over to the bowlers of 7D. And look at that outswing, an extra bounce for Shahid Nawaz as well. He does hit the seam and get that ball to nip around. He's been in good form, taking wickets in the Arabian Cricket League. Ringfield on the offside, a slip in place as well. There's a deep third and a deep square leg orthodox fast bowlers field. And joining me in the comm box for the power play session is going to be Abid Ibrahim. Good evening, Abid.
Good evening, AZ. I would love to watch how Dubai Gymkhana puts on the chairs on. It's not an easy task with 10.5 required from the word go.
Oh, had a dip at that one. It was a fuller length, teasing outside off, and just nipped away at the last moment from Syed Hasnan Raza.
Well, two senior member of the team, Dubai Gymkhana, batting together. They bowl together. They started with the bowling, and in the batting, it's the regular same pair. Heavily relies on these two men, Dubai Gymkhana.
Really bowling well here, Shahid Nawaz. This time, outside edge, over the slip cordon, and beats the deep third for the first boundary of the night for Syed Hasnan.
Well, that's authentic, not a convincing shot, but they'll be counting that. It goes for 4 runs.
Yeah, required run rate of 10.7. You need to play those kinds of shots. Why not have a second slip in place for Shahid Nawaz as well? You don't need that deep square leg so deep. Perhaps take a chance, bring him in. Oh, extra bounce. Played very watchfully there by Hasnan.
Yeah, hit the splice of the bat just because of extra rip from the surface. He's a very nippy bowler. He bowls those outswingers so well. The seam presentation is outclassed from Shahid Nawaz. He's tall. He gets extra bounce as well. Perfect bowler.
Yeah, really good addition to the 70s squad. Genuine wicket taker. Struck on the pads, nipping in off the surface, and Syed Zargham says no. It's sliding down leg. Excellent bowling from Shahid Nawaz.
Yeah, testing the batter. Yeah, bowling it right area and nipped it in. That was going way down the leg side. It's just that you know at times that it is not out, and you also go for the big shout. Do you think that works for the fast bowler?
Just looking to build pressure on the batter, perhaps. Make him nervous. Steps out and a big heave. Didn't connect at all. Well, looking to be adventurous, the wicketkeeper batter. That's the way he plays.
Yeah, just going in for the big shot. And that will bring the over to an end as well. It's 5 for none.
Well, this is quite interesting. Haider Ali, the left arm spinner, taking the new ball from the school end. So Haider Ali into the attack. Syed Ashar coming off a 50, nicely clipped towards fine leg. Chance for a run out. And the throw was slightly off target.
But for the first over, you're getting 5 runs is just understandable because this ball is swinging a lot. But you need to bring your A game. You need to chase this one down. It's a mammoth total. You need to go for the attack. That's what I think is that is if you allow the fielders or the bowlers.
A sweep shot and straight to short fine leg. Shahid Nawaz in the action once again. And Syed Hassan has to depart. A soft dismissal.
Premeditated shot there. Trying to play the paddle. The fine leg was up and he made no mistake. Shahid Nawaz takes the easy catch and Hasnain departs. Look at that. You just can't be making your mind to play that shot when the bowler is so good. Haider Ali picks up the first wicket. DGA first blow 6 for 1.
So Haider Ali with the early breakthrough. Oh, that's hit the splice of the bat and dropping in front of the point fielder. It was Shehzad, the new batter in, looking for that big hoik.
Just still wondering where is that right area where you get the extra bounce. He's so early. Shahid getting extra bounce and now Haider Ali gets the extra bounce. Where was this place, the patch and the deck where the bowlers of DG was not able to get?
Well, he's a pure hitter, Mohammad Shehzad. He will be aggressive against spin or pace. And Haider Ali, well, he has a chance to set him up here. 2 balls turning away from the bat, perhaps for that drifting armour. Oh, there it was. Punched off the back foot. He's found the gap. Extra cover after it. And they should pick up an easy 2. Placed it well. And had to run hard between the wickets near the end.
Good sensible running there. And also it's good shot selection that you're playing a little late, allowing you a little bit of a time where you can read that if it is an arm ball or the other one which turns. Haider Ali is so good at bowling both.
Big shot down the ground. And that's going to clear the fence with a lot of ease into the grass banks of the school. Maximum. Well, a big maximum to conclude. 14 for 1 after 2. Shahid Nawaz steaming in. Oh, that's cut him in half. Did he get bat on that? Waiting for the umpire signal. And yeah, it was runs, inside edge. Difficult catch for the keeper, Abid.
Yeah, forget about the catch. I was thinking that might chop onto the stumps. It's a very risky shot to play. And just when you're playing a horizontal, look at that.
Extravagant seam movement there from Shahid Nawaz. An extra bounce as well. Syed Ashar had absolutely no chance. He's found a patch on this wicket. He's getting the ball to seam all over the place, Shahid. And Shehzad doing the right thing, getting to the non-strikers end quickly.
I just don't get it. What do you need to do when you're playing this kind of a delivery? When it's just swinging in the air and digs a bit of outswing when it hits the deck. A banana kind of a swing. I wouldn't be mind to see Shahid going slightly full.
Talented bowler. Gets a lot of movement off the deck. He's hunting for wickets. Bowling a very dangerous spell. Syed Ashar hanging back. But quick single taken to mid-off. Haider Ali needs to be a lot quicker there.
Well, these are the conditions which favors the batter, not the bowler, but out of nowhere you see the bowlers are dominating at this hour of the night.
Yeah, it's just that extra pace, and his seam presentation is very, very good. Bowling that hard length. And Mohammad Shehzad, well, he's got a maximum to his name. Does he have the courage to take on Shahid Nawaz? Oh, big swish. He went after it, but made zero connection. Doesn't really use his feet, does he?
Yeah, heavily relies on that bottom hand. He's more of a bottom hand player, which means he hits big. But then for that you need a little bit of a timing as well.
Well, he needs to be very careful here. Fuller length just squeezed away to deep square leg. There is that catcher out there. He's proving to be unplayable tonight, Shahid Nawaz.
Well, you can see on his stance, he's making all three stumps visible to the bowler. There might be a plan for him that he wants the bowler to pitch him onto the patch. Maybe he would be wanting to take it on the onside or just playing with the bowler's mind. But I think there should be a big plan when you're just showing all your three stumps to the bowler.
Oh, outside edge, squirted away to deep third. A bit of a juggle, a bit of a bobble, but he's held on. And Shahid Nawaz, he's deserved that wicket. And it's the man of the moment, Mohammad Kashif, who takes the catch.
You can see the relief on his face when he hold on to it. That was very well planned. Banged it slightly short from Shahid Nawaz. Not in control, playing it too late. Syed Ashar, yeah, he knew at the moment it had the bat. It was up in the air, yes, on to the third attempt. He finally held on to it. And walking out is Syed Ashar, not so convincing.
Haider Ali, the captain, into his spell once again. And that's cut Shehzad in half. Not taken cleanly by the wicketkeeper either. And they'll scamper for a bye.
Mohammad Farooq reminds me that he's also yet to come into the bowling. They've got a plenty of spin department, very strong spin department of 70.
Yeah, they have Farooq, Haider Ali, Mohammad Zamir Abbasi as well. And then you have the fast bowlers Ghaffar and Shahid Nawaz. Very strong bowling attack. And they've added Wajid Khan to their team as well. Outstanding all-rounder. So they're building a very fearsome squad. Quicker one fired in.
I just forgot to mention Lahiri. He also bowls really good medium pace as well. So they have got a very strong bowling side, but the batting is something that they need big names in that.
Yeah, that's why Kashif played such an important innings. Quicker one pulled away. He was ready for it and lofted over square leg for a boundary.
Really half tracker there, not threatening at all, an easy picking for the batter. Especially when you don't have a protection on the onside, you cannot afford to bowl it short and easy picking.
Yeah, that was a poor delivery from Haider Ali, a rare one. Just trying to be a bit greedy there. Not setting up the batter. In fact, it was Shajat Talat who hit that boundary. So letting the newcomer get off the mark. That's solidly played right behind it. So they need to take the game deep here. They have the captain Waqas Ahmed Khan. Still remember his outstanding innings in their first match when they almost chased down 214 against the Daredevils. It was very close indeed. Once again, that quick armour, not offering any width. I'm surprised he's not trying to turn the ball. Usually mixes it up very nicely. Required run rate already up to 11.7. So getting difficult here for Gymkhana. Paddle sweep attempted, just hit the body. And they'll scamper for one, given as a leg bye. 24 for 2 at the end of 4 overs. Shahid into his third over. Very watchfully played, squeezed into the gap in the covers, and they're pushing for 2. This could be a run out. Well, it needed a better throw. Not good, not convincing running between the wickets there, between Shajat Talat and Mohammad Shahzad.
Well, the last thing you can afford here is a run out while chasing a Mehmet total of 213. You really need to apply yourself there as a partnership. We saw that it was a shaky start for 7 District as well, but then in the end it was Kashif who stood and delivered.
Oh, beauty. Shaped away from him. Left him off the deck. That's unplayable.
Some extra bounce and a beautiful control on the ball. Despite being a heavy dew out there, this man is bowling exceptionally well. On to his third over, still managing to swing balls in yards.
Yeah, you can just see he's bowling with a lot of confidence and rhythm. Run-up looks very balanced, very relaxed. Beats him outside off, or has he caught the edge? Yes, he has. That's another Jaffa from Shahid Nawaz, and deservedly gets another wicket.
Well, that's a perfect dismissal for any batter. I think no matter what you do, but this dismissal will give a lot of relief to the bowler because he planned it. He was getting that enough swing. And at the end, it seems to be a 4-day of a test when you get the outside edge. A long walk for the batter. It's 26 for 3.
Mohammad Hassan, the all-rounder, coming in at number 5. Shahid Nawaz with 2 wickets to his name already. If I'm the captain of 7D, I would give him yet another over. Let him bowl his full quota because he's in beautiful bowling form right now. Oh, struck on the pads. Big appeal. And it's not been given. Syed Zargham not convinced. And Shahid Nawaz looks devastated.
I thought he's got him maybe inside edge, but no. The umpire is signalling it was a height. Well, I think the first ball was perfectly bowled. The in-swinger, he might have got his man, I'm not sure, but we need to stick with Syed Zargham's decision.
Yeah, Mohammad Hassan is tall. Hit him on the upper part of the pad. And Syed Zargham has refused. Shahid Nawaz very frustrated. That was a gem of a delivery. The last one seamed away, this time seaming in. He seems to have total control of how to move the ball off the pitch. Hassan has to be switched on. Oh, leaves him outside off. This is incredible bowling. Pure magic from Shahid Nawaz.
Great delivery. Beautiful shaping it away. The first one nipped in and now going away. Not an easy to play someone like Shahid Nawaz who swings the ball both ways. He's bowling his third. I would agree with you. He should continue bowling his fourth as well.
Well, he's bowling like it's on the PlayStation. Fantastic. Even Hassan not getting to the pitch of the ball this time. Oh, he's beaten him once again, has he? Or has he caught the edge? My goodness. This is incredible from Shahid Nawaz. Unplayable. 26 for 3 at the end of 5.
It's just along the carpet. The more you keep ball on the ground, alongside the ground, that it will be getting hard for the bowlers to grip because it's immense dew there. To call the game out, I've been joined by Samir Yunus. Samir, excited to see Shahid Nawaz bowling?
Yeah, always a fan of good fast bowling, especially with that pace and movement.
Samir, I remember you put me in a lot of trouble at times when you asked me who's your favorite bowler. Yeah, it was long back, I think, during the COVID times. But yeah, tell me now, who is your favorite bowler?
Yeah, well, there have been many. But from my Sri Lankan bias and being a left-armer myself, it'll always be the man with the long initials, WPUJC Was. Chaminda Was. What a wonderful servant he was for Sri Lankan cricket.
That one carried away straight to the fielder. Farooq Mohammad, it's difficult to beat him. He's a fantastic fielder. Well, would you tell the viewers that what was the name I have given you when we were talking about? Yeah, I was talking about the left hand. It's the same man that you said. Chaminda Was has been my favorite bowler as well.
Of course. I do remember that. Speaking of fast bowlers, what a fine display Shahid has put up today. Not seen that kind of quality fast bowling all tournament. Yes, there have been some men who've cranked it up in terms of pace, but Shahid here, immaculate lines and lengths, and with that pace and with that movement, any batter would have struggled. And even the spinners doing a fine job. We saw how Dubai Gymkhana spinners really came into the game, controlled big parts of the game. Yes, their fast bowlers did let it slip away, but here both these disciplines, paceman and the spinner, doing a fine job for the 7D team here. Picked up 3 wickets now. And he finally gets some room to cut that away. The loose balls have been rare, but when they've come, They've had no choice by Gymkhana but to capitalize. A rare boundary there.
Yeah, too predictable there. Heather Ali bowling onto the same area. This time kept it slightly back of the length, and Hassan jumped all over on it and got a 4 runs. It's 31 for 3 at the end of power play. Well, it seems they heard easy that they'll continue with Shahid Nawaz. And why not when he's in a good nick? But that was something out of next story. He pulled it outside off to the onside and picked up the gap.
Well, Shahzad has seen Shahid Nawaz move the ball around with some pace and he's decided that it's time to throw the textbook away, get rid of those technical shots. Might as well just slug and hope that it goes in the gap. And this time it has worked for him.
It was close to the long on fielder. There could have been a chance of her catching there, but it was slightly away. But I don't think so. That's a good move to play against a quality bowler. Was given 11 of just first 3 overs and picked up 2 wickets.
Yeah, back home in Sri Lanka, we have a saying, hit out or get out. And that's what Shahzad is looking to do here. In fact, it's Mohammad Hassan. Again, that's full. This time he pushes it to the long on fielder for a single.
Well, that's the delivery we've been talking about, is getting that late movement.
Ah, that's unfortunate, isn't it? That's very unfortunate. They fielded well, but this time an overthrow, not being backed up too well by the fielder at mid-off there, and it goes for extra 4 runs. So 5 runs off that delivery, a single and 4 runs overthrow.
Yeah, losing up the grip there, just giving some freebies. I don't see any requirement it was to throw that hard. It's just that you got plenty of runs in the bank, so you're just trying to create the pressure.
And nothing wrong with the throw there, just the backing up wasn't up to mark. Shahid Nawaz, what a fine spell he's bowled.
That 4 goes on his figures.
Ah, that movement off the air, and after 8 pitches again they're appealing. The umpire doesn't seem to budge. Maybe just this over, it seems as if he's gone down on that pace a bit. Those first 2 overs really taking the best out of him. Maybe just a little tired.
Well, it takes huge, Samir, when you're bowling 4th over on trot, if you're a fast bowler. Yeah, you can see that just the pace is gone a little bit down, but not the swing. He's still able to swing the ball when the ball is around 7 over old.
Yeah, every time you hit that seam, you're going to get that movement. And Shahid Nawaz has, more importantly, more than anything else, he's found the right areas to pitch in. It's 41 for 3. 2 more balls to go in this over. Let's see if he can finish off well here. Given away just 19 runs. Oh, that's a big hit. That's gone high up in the air. It will fall safe. And the fielder will cut it off. Just 2 runs there. In fact, it's just a single. So looking for those big strokes now, these 2 batters, Shahzad and Mohammad Hassan. They have no choice really. That required run rate almost at 13 now.
It's a big task. They need to work hard for runs here, really. It's just not that they need a partnership, but they need to carry the momentum. They need to hit big, at least a couple of boundaries, if not one. not 3 but 2 boundaries in the over is required. If you manage to get a boundary or maximum, then you can afford to go for singles or doubles.
Sliced over covers. That should go to the boundary. So little full. Mohammad Shahzad Aslam's eyes lit up and he went all out at it. So he'll get a boundary to end this over, but it's still been a superb spell by Shahid Nawaz. 46 for 3. Haider Ali will also finish things off here. He's bowled a good opening spell for the 7 district team. They are defending 212. It's a big score here. Becoming more and more out of sight for Dubai Gymkhana. They've started slow. That's been slog swept. There is a fielder down at deep square leg who will cut it off. They're looking for a 2. But they decide against it and that was the right decision. Never a 2 there.
Yeah, I think he played a little too early that shot. Not getting it. Timing is very crucial when you're executing a big shot. So now both these bowlers will be completing their quota. 4 overs for Shahid Nawaz and now the 4th for Haider Ali.
A rare flighted delivery. He's been mostly pushing it through, darting it in. The line was right there. And these 2 batters, they know they can't take too many risks because they need to put together a partnership here. Too many wickets have been lost in the power play. So now time to consolidate it. Yes, they don't have too much time. They can't afford to take too long. But they still have to be careful. Take calculated risks now. Oh, too close to cut, I thought. Haider Ali thought maybe there was a bit of pad there before it went out to the bat. Making a little polite inquiry from the umpire.
Yeah, just not the right delivery to cut it towards the point. Yeah, you could have played it down the ground. I don't see a lot of shots coming from the V. Maybe that could be a problem for team DG by Gymkhana.
And that's largely thanks to some very good bowling from both ends. Shahid Nawaz and Haider Ali have both bowled quite well. Not allowed them any full deliveries. Was a small chance there at the non-strikers end. But getting back on time. Yeah, they've been bowling the kind of length that's very hard to drive down. So that's why, as you said, they've been unable to play in that way. Most of the shots have been either cross-batted or flashed outside off stump. They've taken the outside edge. A couple of them went for a catch. Maybe there have been a few boundaries as well, but you don't mind those so long as they're off good bowling and not just ordinary bowling. Oh, shaped up to go big on the leg side that time. But he only managed to play to point. No run off that. And it'll end the over. 8 overs done. 48 for 3. Hafiz Aslam has been drafted in. 9th over. That's been pulled away. Too short there to begin with. But there is a fielder, the deep mid-wicket fielder will cut it off. They'll run a couple. He bowled well a couple of games ago, Hafiz Aslam. Hafiz Almas, for that matter.
Medium pacer. Flicked on the onside. That will just dip in front of the fielder. We haven't seen this man coming in to bowl. He's an exceptional bowler himself, Abdul Ghaffar.
Yeah, left armour. Big tall lad. Well, he did contribute with the bat. Probably told his captain, right, I'm going to relax now. Let the bowlers do the job. I've done my part for today. But good effort there in the field. Stopped the boundary.
And I don't think so that's the case because he's got a responsibility and I'm sure he loves to bowl as well.
Every fast bowler does. You give them a white ball and they'll be ready to run in. Nice length. That's a good length and line to bowl. Just outside that off stump line.
Well, if you just want to relax, long on is not the area where you can be relaxing. A lot of traffic would be on your way.
But it's also wise to have your tallest fielder on the ground at long on and long off, because we've seen some go just above the fielder, so that the extra few inches will always be useful. But they haven't allowed them to hit those shots, have they? This has been a good display of bowling from 7 District after backed up by some very good batting. So they'll feel good about themselves tonight, 7 Districts. That was high, that was stoppage. It might just rest under the fielder's hands if he judges it well. Oh yes, another fumble. But he eventually smiles and takes it. So good ploy there, Hafiz Almas going for that shot, but it was way above the batsman's head, but he still chose to go for that shot. A top edge, and it lands in the fielder's hand.
Well, it was a good ploy there to test the batter with a shorter length. And it was just too hard for him to control. It went high up in the air. Farooq Mohammed kept his cool. At the second or third attempt, he held on to it. Now it's a wicket number 4 walking out. Mohammad Aslam is scoring 19 of 19, 52 for 4.
Right, the captain Waqas brings himself out to bat. He's got a massive responsibility on his shoulders. That required run rate just under 15. Is looking like a mountain to climb here. Hafiz Almas, fresh after wicket. Ooh, he chooses to continue with that short stuff. And he rushes up the captain Waqas, welcoming him with the short one.
Yeah, the idea is perfect. Either you bowl too short or either you bowl too full against a new batter. That should be the tactic. I would go with too full. Always try to bowl the Yorker on the first delivery because it's difficult for the batter to bend down when it's early morning for him.
But if you get that Yorker wrong, you're giving him a driving length, and you'll see before every game the one shot that every batter practices is the drive. So probably good at it. So I'll back this fast bowler and go short, Abid. Oh, what a delivery! What a delivery to end things off in this over. A wicket, 3 runs, and a couple of peach deliveries. 9 overs, 52 for 4. Another spinner into the attack. It's been the fast bowlers who've been really exciting us this evening from 7 District. But the spinner comes into bowl now. Mohammad Farooq, the leg spinner, took the catch just a while ago. Oh, that's a good way to start off. Generally, you'll find leg spinners taking some time to find their radar. But here, Farooq is on the money straight away. A single to start things off.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of leg spinners who does bring the ball away to the right-hander. So Farooq is an exceptional bowler who can bowl those googlies as well, top spin, and then the stock delivery that he bowls, the leg break that we just saw now. So new batter. Now one more time, we'll be getting into that discussion where he should be bowling the googly, the first one.
Slightly shorter this time, pushed it through down the leg side. They're trying to go for a couple here. Was in the gap, so fair from them to attempt that too, and they attempt it successfully. Yeah, one of the most difficult disciplines of the game. In fact, that's 1 run short by the umpire. There you go, that's a signal. So, in vain that attempt to run two, to just get a 1 run out of it. A leg spin is one of the most difficult disciplines of the game. It's very difficult to grip the ball and to be able to spin it with your fingers.
Yeah, I think there is 2 things in cricket which is really hard to do. Oh, he's gone this time slightly full, and a big heave from Waqas, the captain.
Yeah, they'll have to get a move on here. Dubai Gymkhana, this innings going nowhere for them. We've lost 4 wickets, going at under 6 runs an over when you're chasing 212. It's not going to take you anywhere. Have they been battered out of this game though? Do they still have something up their sleeve? Maybe a big cameo. That's been hammered down the ground. Just when we were saying that this innings is going nowhere, that cameraman better watch out because it was coming straight at him. A 6 after a while now for Dubai Gymkhana.
Yeah, that was hit straight, effortless. Hitting the side screen, in fact hitting the cameraman almost. Yeah, Hassan got at this one right.
Again, this time more elevations and more distance. It goes behind the side screen. Another 6. So every time a spinner has pitched it up tonight, the batters have comfortably gone after them and hit a maximum.
Well, it's all about few hits away. You're back in the game. It's 2 maximums in this over, and against a quality bowler, that's even better.
That's what you need when you're chasing 213. It's 66 for 4 now. This will suddenly inject some momentum into this innings. It was going nowhere. We just said that 2 deliveries ago. Looks like Muhammad Hassan has heard us and he's decided to step on the gas now. Lots of work on that ball, that towel coming out.
Yeah, if not now, then I think it will be really late. This is the time where you really need to accelerate. Even despite hitting 2 maximums, you still haven't reached the half of the required run rate.
Yeah, that's a better length. That's what he'll be looking to do more often. He's learnt the hard way that going full is not the right way to go. 17 off his first over for Farooq. 10 overs done. It's 67 for 4. Hafiz Almas bowled a brilliant first over. A couple of very good looking deliveries, leaving the batters confused with that outswinger. He will continue, rightly so, into his second over. And for his second stint tonight, Ahmed Khaja joins me in the comm box. Good evening to you.
Good evening, thank you very much, Samir Yunus. Yes, Hafiz Almas and Shahid Nawaz have been right on the money tonight. Good looking flick through mid wicket, only for one. So Mohammad Hassan in the previous over spanking 2 big sixes. They are still a long way away. 147 required in the final 10 overs. They have to go absolutely ballistic here.
It's been a fine display of bowling, hasn't it, from the 70 fastest bowlers, especially the pacemen. They've really shown Dubai Gymkhana's bowlers, who were all over the place to begin with, the right lines and lengths to hit on a wicket like this.
Flicked hard through square leg. They're going to push for 2 here. And no, they're not going to challenge the throw. It's the shorter leg side boundary towards the car park. And that was the right call.
And that's what Kashif did very well early on with Farman Ali and then with Abdul Ghaffar. They ran those first ones very hard every time it passed the 30-yard circle. More often than not, they got those 2 runs quite comfortably. And when you're chasing a big total, yes, you need those big 6s and 4s, but to keep that scoreboard ticking, those 1s and 2s become all the more important.
Yeah, just getting 60 odd in the first 10, including 6 overs of power play. That's really not going to cut the mustard. Oh, slow delivery, he's foxed him. And it's a simple caught and bowled for Hafiz Almas. Ingenious piece of bowling.
Both his wickets, Hafiz Almas, have been some intelligence being shown from here. First one, dropped it short, got the top edge from the batter, from Mohammad Shahzad Ali. And this time, he foxes the batter with a slow one outside the off stump. He had to almost stop his shot there. And it went straight up for a return catch to Hafiz Almas. So brilliant thinking, brilliant bowling. Half the side of Dubai Gymkhana is now back in the hut. It's 69 for 5.
Rahman Gul coming in at number 7. Well, that's way too low for a batter of his quality. But now it's becoming mighty difficult. Half the side dismissed. Still 144 runs away. Oh, and once immediately going for that slap over point. Right idea, no execution.
Yeah, Hafiz Almas has bowled to 2 new batters who've just come into the crease. He did that to Waqas as soon as he walked in, dropped it short into his body. And he gives the same treatment to Rahman Gul. Going short, asking him to almost manufacture that shot over his shoulder. Well directed, both those 2 bouncers.
Yeah, he has a deep third in place and a deep cover who's almost halfway in. So that was the setup. It was part of the plan to get him to have a dip at that. Let's see if we'll mix up his length now. Pitch it fuller. Slightly fuller. And beats him outside off. This is very good fast bowling from 70.
The wicket-keeper's been busy tonight. Lots of swings and misses. Lots of balls leaving the batter. Just missing that outside edge. Very good fast bowling on display here.
Yeah, usually the wicket-keeper doesn't get a lot of balls coming to him in T20. But tonight it's been very difficult for Dubai Gymkhana. The way Shahid Nawaz was bowling especially, absolutely sensational spell from him. And Hafiz Almas has followed up his good work. Back of a length squeezed away to third, and Rahman Gul will get underway. Concludes another brilliant over from Hafiz Almas. 2 for 6 on the day in just 2 overs. 70 for 5. Farooq Mohammad looking to settle in for a spell here. And now that they're 5 wickets down, all the responsibility is on this skipper Waqas Ahmed Khan and Rahman Gul. It'll be interesting to see how they approach the target now. Will they keep slogging or look to take it right down till the end? Required run rate is already hovering around 16, Samir.
Yeah, he'll be glad he's seen the back of Mohammad Hussain.
Oh, how did that miss the leg stick? That was millimeters away. Even that is a lot of distance.
It's going to be a mystery how some of these balls have really missed the stumps. There have been a few close calls. This is yet another one. Muhammad Farooq has bowled well. The only 2 times he pitched it up, he went downtown. Otherwise, he's bowling good lengths.
This time drilled through extra cover, and it will scream away into the fence. Just too full and slightly wide. That's all Waqas needed.
Not a wise move to be parking your car there just outside the fence of the boundary. I've seen quite a few balls soaring above there. But at least not in the first innings, the way Kashif was going along with Abdul Ghaffar. But here, a rare boundary. They'll take that. Waqas, the captain, looking to inject something into this innings. It's going nowhere. Rate of 6.5 and they're chasing 213. 5 wickets down.
And they were in the game for about 15-16 overs in their bowling effort. 70 were only going at about 8.2 runs per over. Then the floodgates really opened with Abdul Ghaffar taking the charge, spanking the ball all over the place, and their lack of bowling options at the death really cost them.
And the good thing that 70 did was they kept their wickets. Even though they were going so slowly, they had only lost a couple of wickets. It was a good little partnership there, the 4th wicket partnership. And in the end, because they had those wickets, they were able to play those big shots and take those risks. Now, the problem here with Dubai Gymkhana is they've lost many wickets too early. And even if they want to go for those big shots, they will risk themselves getting all out. And remember, net run rate plays a big part in tournaments, big tournaments like this.
Completely agree. Well summarized there. So they need to bat their full quota. Oh, that was very full. Struck on the pad. And he was just waiting for the ball to dip. It never did. In fact, it landed right in front of his feet. If he had been more proactive and looked to take it on the full, he would have gotten a maximum.
He waited a long time for that ball to come to him, didn't he? Then in the end, played a little too early, missed it completely.
He's looking to be aggressive, Waqas. This time pulls off the back foot to wideish long on. Safely done. He's gone for a few runs tonight. 21 runs in his 2nd over already. Getting pretty tough out there for the spinner. But he will be hunting for wickets. With aggression, there is opportunity. Oh, it was a googly just in front of Rahman Gul's front pad. And he got his bat down just in time. 77 for 5 at the end of 12 overs. Another left arm spinner being introduced, Mohammad Zamir Abbasi. Usually takes the new ball, but Haider Ali chose to take the new seat tonight. So let's see what he can produce. Another very fine bowler, very experienced, slightly taller than Haider. So he gets that extra lift off the surface. Back cut behind point. This is an opportunity for runs. It's a very big square. And they'll pick up to Shahid Nawaz having to do the donkey work out there in the outfield. That's slightly unfair on him, the way he's bowled. Keep him at fine leg to fine leg.
Yeah, maybe he's one of the finer fielders in the team, and that's why they want him in that important position at deep extra cover. But that ball slowed down, didn't it, after it passed 30-yard circle? Zamir just a little loose there outside the off stump, allowing Rahman Gul to get a couple there. But he's much better bowler than that. He'll want to be in control.
He's bowling on the rightmost pitch, hence that offside even bigger. That time, that extra bounce. That's what he's doing now. He has to bowl into the pitch like Shahid Nawaz was doing and try to get that variable bounce.
Yeah, more side arm, a bit more wider maybe. A lot of left arm spinners, you see them when they don't find too much turn, they go a lot more side arm so that they can really skid it through, hurry up the batsman, and that's what he'll be looking to do here.
Yeah, that's what the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, Keshav Maharaj, they do that really well. Mohammad Nawaz as well.
Rangana Herath in his day.
Absolute champion. What a bowler he was. Truckloads of wickets for Sri Lanka. Big shot towards cow corner, and it will clear everybody for a maximum.
So Rahman hasn't given up. He still thinks that his team is in with a chance. Yes, that required run rate is above 17, but he believes that he's got what it takes to take his team home.
Yeah, just jumped over that length. It wasn't full enough. Rocked back and deposited over the fence quite easily. Rahman Gul, he's that kind of player. But is it too little too late here, Samir? Like you mentioned, 17 runs per over for 7.5 overs. And looking for that cut. How has he missed out?
His bowlers are clearly struggling to grip that ball. Every time the bowler gets it, he's balled that towel out and profusely worked on it.
Very difficult conditions here at the ICC Academy in the later evening for the spinners. Oh, was trying to power that through the point region, and despite the 6, he's only conceded 8 runs in 5 deliveries.
And that's been the problem for Dubai Gymkhana. It's been few and far in between. Once in a while they'll go for a big heave, but other than that it's been a lot of dot balls. They've not managed to rotate that strike too much.
Oh, once again just spliced onto the leg side. That's a brilliant over from Zamir. 85 for 5 at the end of 13 overs. Farooq moment to continue. Waqas 8 of 9. He'll be looking to cut loose now. It's now or never. Required run rate 18.3. Well, it's all about damage control now, I reckon. Belted towards square leg. Not quite catching it on the blade. Only for 1.
Yeah, every ball now they'll look to try and go for that big shot. That's really what they'll need to do. Almost 19 that required run rate. This game has slipped away from the Dubai Gymkhana team. They'll try and get as many as they can at least to stay ahead on that run rate. Down the leg side, that's been swept, and there's a fine fielding effort from the fielder there. Picked it up and quickly got rid of it straight to the keeper. It's a good thing that attempt for a single. The fielding's been fine today.
They've been on the money. They held their catches, bobbled them a bit. It is a wet ball like a bar of soap sometimes. Lofted, chipped, just in front of the long off. Well done by Lahiru. Oh, and that could have been a run out. Had to get very, very close to that off stick. That could have been curtains for Rahman Gul.
Yeah, he didn't run early. He thought he had hit it for 4. Almost a helicopter shot out there by Rahman. And then only when he realized that it went straight to the fielder, they started running. So that's been their problem. They've not relied on those singles and twos. We've said it a few times now. Oh, flighted. He saw that. He wanted to go big and missed it completely.
He wanted to bash that ball all the way to Ajman. Didn't make a connection. Teasing bowling here from Mohammad Farooq. Steps out, it's a leading edge, and there's nobody at extra cover. Can you believe it? Finally induced the false shot, and there's nobody to gobble it up.
It's been unlucky, Farooq. A few have gone past the bat, a few close calls. And this time too, a leading edge falling nowhere. Scott Fielders in the deep, there's a deep extra cover. That's why that ball fell short. Long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. Those are the fielders in the deep. Third man, fine leg, both up.
Yeah, sometimes you're just a bit too defensive for their own liking. Once again a swipe. Not making a clean connection with their big shots. 89 for 5. So Hafiz Almas being reintroduced into the attack. Still has 2 overs to go. Haider Ali in deep consultation with his big fast bowler. Another excellent addition. It's allowed them to not even utilize Abdul Ghaffar at all. Their lead fast bowler.
Yeah, when your third seamer is going at 2 for 6 in 2 overs, that bodes really well for your team, doesn't it? It's a good sign for them going further into this tournament. Hafiz Almas has really produced a superb spell here.
Slower bouncer, nicely bowled. Rahman Gul, he was about 2 days early into his shot.
Yeah, those variations have been brilliant from Hafiz Almas tonight. We've seen the shorter one, the fuller, slower ball, now a slow bouncer. He's got all the tricks up his sleeve and he's using them to very good effect tonight.
Yeah, and there's no discernible change in his action or release point either. So it's very hard to pick it up. I wonder if he has that back of the hand one. That could be a real weapon. He's already a very skillful, very intelligent bowler. Hard to get away. Fuller delivery, clipped towards mid-wicket, but he has the bases covered. Farooq Mohammad out there.
Every time they played those big shots, these two batters, they found the fielder more often than not in the deep, and that's credit to the captain of 7 District. His field placements have been very good all night, and the fielders have done well too.
And more importantly, they held their catches, didn't let second chances be given to the Gymkhana batters. That's the key. Latching onto that wet ball and hanging on to it. Attempted Yorker once again and played with the dead straight bat. So Waqas trying to be aggressive, but the bowling has just tied him down tonight. 11 of 13.
Yeah, a couple of full tosses, a 10 that Yorker. He's be glad they didn't get punished. But in overall, it's been some very good bowling from every bowler that has come on from 7 districts has really repaid the faith the captain has had in them. And when you're defending a big total like 212, it's always much easier because the batting team, the one that's chasing, will always have that scoreboard pressure of trying and chasing it down. 23 now almost, that required run rate really getting out of hand for Dubai Gymkhana.
Yeah, looks like the game is done and dusted. Slower ball hammered through extra cover. No chance for the cover sweeper. This time Rahman Gul was ready and just smashed it through extra cover for 4.
He's not done and dusted, Rahman Gul. He still thinks there's something he can get out of this game. Yes, the required run rate is 22.12, but when there's an opportunity to put the ball away, he's not going to shy away. So one rare bad delivery from Hafiz Almas. Otherwise, he's been on song.
Yeah, still only conceded one boundary in the over. That's to be expected. It is T20 after all. You can't bowl an untouchable spell like Shahid Nawaz every day. This time spliced in the air, over backward point. How unlucky and how fortunate for Rahman Gul.
That was in between the two, wasn't it? Third man was coming in, point was running backwards, but none of them getting closer to it. In the end, it's just a single. Hafiz Almas should have had 4 by now for the way he's been bowling tonight.
Very unlucky indeed. 19 of 18 for Rahman Gul. As long as he's out there, they'll have a sliver of hope. It looks mighty difficult, almost impossible. Yet to cross the 100 barrier. Short ball, quick ball, pace on this time, and that's another brilliant over. Only 7 off it. 96 for 5. $96 for 5. Mohammad Zamir Abbasi will continue his spell. And to take us through till the end of the game, it's going to be Abid Ibrahim alongside me in the comm box. Good evening, Abid.
Good evening, AZ. Well, the game is in control, complete control of 7 District. Well, they batted really well. They put on a mammoth total that was out of question. Chasing it was very difficult.
Down the leg side, and that's going to be 5 wides. Well, that's a poor delivery from Zamir. Didn't give his keeper any chance. And 100 up in the 16th over for Gymkhana.
Yeah, very difficult for keeper to gather that one, especially when you have that blind spot where the batter is in front of you and you're standing up on those deliveries. And Zamir Abbasi, he's fired that one up. That was a quicker one that he came in with the arm.
Yeah, you don't need to put pace on the ball. You don't need to fire it in. Just throw it up. Invite the big shot. You have the bigger leg side boundary to your right, since you're bowling from the school end. And they're going to drag the ball towards cow corner mid wicket. That's it. That's what you need to bowl. Inside edge onto the boot. But they'll scamper for 1.
Well, if I'm the spinner here, I would definitely go for that flighted deliveries. The classic deliveries that where you can find the batters miscued it or get you a wicket there. These quick arm deliveries will only save the runs for you.
Yeah, you need to look for wickets. Why be economical? Straight hit, and he's got enough on it. No, excellent fielding by Haider Ali at long off. I thought he might be struggling, but he did well, really well.
Yeah, fielding is a very crucial part. Look at that. It was hit straight over the bowler head. Very nicely hit, but it just did not went so quick after hitting the surface.
This time a big heave inside edge towards deep square leg. Rahman Gul, well, you've seen a lot of him. Abid Ibrahim, why is he batting at number 7 in this side for Gymkhana?
That's a very good question. Well, I just don't get it why you're sending him down where he can be very useful when you use him at top 3 or 4. He's a very talented batsman who can win you the games from here. Every ball should go towards the fence. Even doing that, so you might be fall in chasing that.
Quicker one. Just fired down towards long off. Yeah, they need to tweak the batting order. Even Mohammad Hassan coming in at number 5. He's a proper top 3 batter. He's very good in the power play. So you need to utilize these talented resources that you have.
Well, I would still back to send Hassan as an opener. Yeah, I haven't seen him much doing that opening job, but oh, that's missed by the keeper. They were off to this single.
Well, Farman Ali has been quite untidy, it has to be said. If there's any fault in 7 Districts' performance tonight, it's the wicket keeping. He needs to be a lot sharper, perhaps a bit tired after that long partnership with Mohammad Kashif in the middle.
Well,
Still no boundaries conceded in the over, and that is how it will remain. 107 for 5 with 4 overs to go. Required run rate 26.5. Hafiz Almas to bowl his final over from the academy end. 2 for 13 on the night. A slower delivery, beautifully bowled. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no change in his action, and he completely outfoxed Waqas Ahmed Khan there. He was through his shot a day early.
Really got to give a credit to Hafiz Almas. He's bowling his 4th over on trot and given only 13 runs and picked up 2 wickets. So what a day he's having with the ball.
Another exciting fast bowling talent emerging in the UAE domestic scene. I'm sure a lot of teams will be eyeing him. Good find for 7 Districts. Short ball, and he uses that so well. It's already produced 2 wickets for him. He uses it as an attacking option, not as a defensive delivery.
Well, yeah, the tall batter Waqas is looking for the wide, but no.
Yeah, mate, you're too big. If you were Rahman Gul, you'd get that wide. But you are about 6'1", and Hafiz Almas bowled it expertly, just over your shoulder. Then fuller delivery, drilled hard, but he got a hand to it. Mid-off was up, and they'll only take one. Good fielding by Shehzad Ali. Good desperation, even though the required run rate is around 30.
Well, let's not talk about the required run rate because it will only will dent the confidence of DG. They all need is 5 sixes every over, which is I don't think so is gettable here. They will talk about the game, how it panned out for them. I think it was their bowling which has let them down, not the batting. Yes, batting is not up to the mark, but I think that can be repaired when you make few adjustments. Oh, that one hit it hard, hit it over, hit it for a maximum.
Well, that's into the car park. That's what Rahman Gul is capable of. He almost swung himself off his feet. That was a mega 6 over cow corner. So Hafiz Almas, he'll be looking to get some revenge after that big 6 from Rahman Gul. Top edge! Has that edged? Has that edged? No, it hasn't. I thought he'd caught the top of the blade there. And Hafiz Almas having a bit of a chat with Rahman Gul.
Yeah, a little love been shared there. That was absolutely a ripper. He's already got a 1 of the over. And then he saw that Rahman Gul is so strong to play on the onside when it comes to play a pull shot. Over here, again, a well attempted a pull shot, not getting there. Yeah, he's come off and saying, how you feeling, mate?
Yeah, how's the weather? I heard it's getting a bit hot with my pacey bouncer. What will we have in his final delivery of his spell? Length ball. And look at that carry and that extended runner. Brilliant. Fantastic cricket at the ICC Academy tonight. And a tap on the helmet as well. 114 for 5. Zamir in for his third over, and that has been slashed over point. That's a good shot from the Gymkhana captain. Latched onto that one.
Yeah, these boundaries will control the damage. The spinner was being treated well for 4 runs.
Well, clearly Zamir doesn't like bowling with the older ball. Usually takes the new ball in the power play. He's been taken to the cleaners tonight. Once again, the towels are out. It doesn't feel as humid as it did earlier in the tournament. We're getting into November now. Oh, trying to force that through the offside once again. The ball followed him.
Well, I think Rahman Gul is very strong to the onside as well. If he would have taken that ball towards the long on, it was Waqas, pardon me.
This time he goes on the onside like Abid mentioned, and it's a towering 6. Oh, be careful. Hurdling the fence there. The Olympics are beginning.
Well, that was a big shot on the onside. Yeah, he seems to be much in control when he's playing on the onside. This one was too predictable from Zamir Abbasi that he'll be going on to the pads. Oh, he's hurt, he's down, he's in pain. Oh, not a lovely scenes here.
Well, I think it's the man of the match of today, Mohammad Kashif. No, it's Hafiz Almas, the big fast bowler. And I think he might have tweaked his ankle there. Hopefully he'll be alright. Get the magic spray out. Well, another big hit. This time it could be taken. Well, if you're beyond the ropes and sitting in the trees, a maximum from Waqas Ahmed Khan, the biggest of the night.
Well, a massive over, big over. The captain is doing the damage now. He's taking things on his control, but the game is already, I think, has got out of the control.
Well, he's the Hardik Pandya of Dubai Gymkhana. Big 6s. He bats in the lower middle order. And his only plan is destruction. And Zamir Abbasi has been severely damaged in this over.
I'll talk about the bottom hand power. This man has brutally hit those 2 maximums.
He did that in the first Gymkhana match as well. He got 60 in just 20 odd deliveries. was smashing the ball all over the ICC Academy. We were wearing helmets in the comm box, but now it might be too late. Oh, this one just turning and gripping. Nicely bowled by Zamir.
Yeah, that ball did take a little bit of a grip and a rip as well when it hit the surface. It was just slightly full. I think that is a good area where you can bowl. I just thought that ball is also kept little low there.
Moving around in his crease, he hasn't connected this. And it's been put down by Mohammad Kashif at long on. Well, that's the only mistake this man has made tonight. I think they've taken 1 run. Expensive over from Zamir. 131 for 5. Well, let's take a look at this once again. Spliced in the air. It was asking to be caught. And oh, he never really got there. That's not a great effort. Might be slightly stiff after his innings of 98. Farooq Mohammad into his final over. Wicketless spell so far. And the way Waqas and Rahman are striking the ball, he could be in danger. But required run rate, 41 runs per over. Well, that will take a couple of miracles, not just one. Here we go. Steps out and launches it for 6. That was always going for a maximum.
Yeah, that was taken but outside the boundary line by Shahzad. There, look at that. That was not even middled well. It was sheer power on it. Look at that. Coming down the track. It just use of the wrist. And that was always a maximum. Good take beyond the boundary line.
He's so good against spin. Powerful lad. 38 of 27 now. Oh, this time speared towards wideish long off. Shahzad Ali should clean that up. And he's taking a fast bowler's run up for the throw.
Just making sure that it reaches to the bowler in one throw, because you can't be rolling the ball down because it's a lot of weight conditions.
Well, he's practicing his left-handed throws. I remember John T. Rhodes used to do that. Just making sure he can throw with both hands. Ricky Ponting used to do that as well. So he's working on his game. Once again, he goes downtown, over long off for 6. New balls, please.
Well, that ball somehow came bounce back. It seems that he never want to leave the ground because it has been pure entertaining. Look at that.
Just to the left of our comm box. Heading towards oval 1. And for that bystander, he had to move his feet out of the way in quick time. That ball was traveling like a missile. Damage here to Farooq Mohammad's figures. Really working away with the towel. 46 of 29. Another solid innings by the captain of Dubai, Gymkhana. He's moving around in the crease. Wonderful stuff. He's a character, Farooq Mohammad.
A lovely character. Played some quality cricket as well. That was just taking enough turn. And that was a dot ball. Very rare dot ball here.
Yeah, he bowled it really, really slowly. Inviting the big shot. Waqas was interested. Just turned away from him. Big shot. Flat 6. And that's 50 for the captain of Dubai, Gymkhana, of just 31 deliveries. He's played a magnificent knock.
Well, some quality shots includes that in 50. Look at that. stepping out, hitting it over the bowler head. And that kept on going and hitting the side screen. What a tremendous knock this is. Just 31 deliveries to bring up his 50.
Well, that side screen has taken a serious pounding tonight. It's going to need some bandages. That was hit with a lot of force. 46 runs conceded now by Farooq. And make that 52. Another mega 6 over the comb box. Samir Yunus was diving for cover. 3, in fact 4 sixes in the over. Incredible striking by Waqas Ahmed Khan. 157 for 5. Once again, that was absolutely smoked. What a willow he has in his hand and what power in those forearms. So final over of the game, it's going to be Mohammad Zamir Abbasi to bowl it. Rahman Gul goes over cow corner, just dropping in the outfield. Wahab Hassan out there, the substitute fielder for Hafiz Almas. Hopefully he'll be alright for the next 7 districts match.
Well, we thought we'll have a big margin in defeat, but courtesy Waqas and Rahman Gul, they control that margin of defeat, I think.
55-run partnership between the pair. And yes, this will be certain victory for 7 districts. They will be pleased with the batting form of the top order. Farman Ali made runs. Muhammad Kashif 98. Abdul Ghaffar, well, we know all about his big striking ability. So now that their batting is clicking, they already have the quality in the bowling, especially with this man on screen, Shahid Nawaz.
Well, I think he's the one who dented the chase, this one for DGA. All the time he was just hitting the right areas and taking that swinging away and swinging in at will.
He needs to go on fan code or the ICC Academy Facebook page or CricTracker on YouTube and post his highlights. Oh, through the legs. A nutmeg. Like I was mentioning, Shahid Nawaz, that was a brilliant spell. 4 overs on the trot. He made the ball swing, seam, make a lot of noise to some quality batters as well.
Some brilliant batting. This has been from the lower order. Waqas did not come really late, but Rahman.
Oh, this could be towards long off. Over his head for 6. Well, Waqas Ahmed Khan, we clearly know what his favorite number is. 5+1 over the ropes.
Well, that was no look 6. He just smashed it and didn't even bother to look at that because he knew it. The ball is only be going one direction. That is over the rope for a maximum.
7 sixes in his innings. What a clean striker of the ball he is. I would love to see him in the power play someday for Gymkhana. Just go out there and counter-attack. Is that kind of a talent, Waqas Ahmed Khan? This time all along the carpet. And it's so fast, our cameraman can't catch up to it. Absolutely hit like rockets. So final delivery of the game. It will be a safe margin of victory. But 7 districts getting to winning ways in the Arabian Cricket League. They had lost their first match disappointingly, but tonight. And that will conclude with a mega 6 over cow corner. No need to fetch that one from the schoolyard. Dubai Gymkhana conclude on 173 for 5, and 7 districts win by only 39 runs.
Well, that's a good comeback there. The way the game started, they had a terrible start, Dubai Gymkhana. Shahid Nawaz really drilled the batting order, top batting order, and then the batting of Seven District was really remarkable today. They had brilliant show. Mohammad Kashif is scoring 98 runs and some 40s for Abdul Ghaffar, and then it was always hard to chase down such a mammoth total, but some damage control is incredibly well done by Waqas and Rahman in the end.
Well, this is the batting scorecard. The top order just couldn't deliver tonight, thanks to fabulous bowling by Haider Ali and Shahid Nawaz. Sayyid Ashir 10 off 6, Sayyid Hasnan 4 off 7. Mohammad Shehzad hung around for a while, 19 off 9, but all the heavy lifting was done by Waqas Ahmed Khan, 67 off 36, and Rahman Gul unbeaten on 34 of 26. Shahid Nawaz 1 for 24, Haider Ali rather 2 for 24, Hafiz Almas very impressive 2 for 20, but Farooq and Zamir got smashed for 50 each. But even then, that score was well beyond Dubai Gymkhana's reach. Well, that is the match summary for you. Seven Districts won the toss, selected to bat first, and posted a mighty 212 for 5 in their allotted 20 overs. Mohammad Kashif, 97 not out. Abdul Ghaffar, 46 of 24. Tashfeen with 2 wickets in the power play. Mohammad Adnan Kaisar and Mohammad Hassan with a wicket each. And Dubai Gymkhana in response, making 173 in their allotted 20 overs. Waqas Ahmed Khan, the captain, unbeaten on 67 alongside Rahman Gul with 34. Hafiz Almas and Mohammad Haider with 2 wickets each, as Seven Districts won comfortably by 39 runs. Well, we have more Arabian Cricket League action coming up tomorrow. It's going to be TVSL taking on Rajkot Thunders. So do join us for match number 18. That's all from the comm box. Now we head to Samir Yunus with the post-match presentation. Over to you.
Check, check, check. Hello, check. Hello, check, 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 check.
Hello, check. Okay. Hello, check. Hello. Okay.
Cow, brown cow.
अपना ग्राम सही कर रहे हैं
नहीं वो जॉज की एक्सरसाइज करनी पड़ती है मैंने न्यूज़ में सीखा था वो Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony of the SkyExchange.net ICC Academy Arabian Cricket League powered by FanCode. Before we begin, as always, we'd like to thank the ICC Academy and all of the administration and the support that has been given behind the scenes for helping us successfully hold this tournament. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, the title sponsor SkyEx.net, official streaming partner FanCode, and of course our event partner TCM. Well, another exciting game here in the Arabian Cricket League. It was a 7 districts versus Dubai Gymkhana. In the end, 7 districts winning quite comfortably by 39 runs thanks to a superb batting effort by them. In the end, the 212 becoming too much for Dubai Gymkhana to win. Obviously, we are here to announce the man of the match and to give away the award. Joining me is Mr. Iftikhar Ali, the match referee. Welcome, sir, to you. Right then, it is quite obvious the man of the match of this game for his wonderful 98 of 64 and taking a very good catch. It's Mohammad Kashif. काशिफ आपसे थोड़ी बात करेंगे जब आप बैट करने गए फास्ट बॉलर्स के खिलाफ तो अच्छी शुरुआत की आपने लेकिन थोड़ा स्लो हो गए बीच में विकेट कुछ स्लो हो गई स्पिनर्स के खिलाफ बैट करने पर
नहीं वो कैप्टन ने बोला था कि ना अब सिंगल पे जाएं ज़रा लंबा लेके जाएं इसलिए बस स्लो हो गए थे
ऑलमोस्ट 20 ओवर्स खेल गए आप लेकिन आखिरी में 2 रन से आपकी 100 मिस हो गई अफसोस है वो जैसे शॉट आपने खेला
बैड लक होगी बस सोचा नहीं था बस अचानक ऐसे ही बस शॉट लगा दी और मुझे पता था लगेगी नहीं लेकिन मैं सोच रहा था कि शायद फील्डर ऊपर है और लग जाए
किसको डेडिकेट करना चाहेंगे इस ट्रॉफी को
ये हैदर भाई को
अच्छा क्यों वजह पूछ सकता हूँ
हैं
वजह पूछ सकता
वो कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत देते हैं
अच्छा लेड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट बाय द कैप्टन थैंक यू और गुड लक फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट
थैंक यू सर थैंक यू
That's it. Mohammad Kashif, man of the match of this game of the ICC Academy Arabian Cricket League. More live action coming your way tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye and good night from all of us. Thank you very much.